You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
It is The Penthouse on a Thursday. Good morning and welcome to 92.1 as we get set for another weekend of football. You got the Gators taking on Tennessee Saturday night. Miami and New England bringing their umbrellas. Canes play tonight. NFL, so much coming at you this weekend for week 2 of the NFL. At 11:45, we got a big giveaway for you. We got Aerosmith tickets. Who doesn't want to go see Aerosmith? What, are you kidding me? One of the best shows ever. And so much more in the Penthouse on a Thursday. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello and good morning.
And good morning, Francis.
Hello. Hi. Good morning, G-Man, Jimmy, and good morning to you.
Hello.
Hi.
You guys can get involved with the show in a couple different ways. We always like to tell you how you can get involved because we like when you guys drop in to Penthouse, 877-927-6969. That is the number you can call. Also, you can text us. First, put in Real Radio 47142. And then you could always email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Franny, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Yeah, life's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that look for?
No, just asking.
Okay. You look like you know something I don't know about.
No, I don't know anything.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything.
All right.
Getting for a weekend, and your Georgia Bulldogs have the real first game.
Is that what? Yeah. I mean, it's you call the Gamecocks the real first game.
Wow. Sort of a challenge.
Yeah,
Is that
hasn't been the past few years, but I'm just kidding. I have a buddy, Jamie Crick, who's a huge Gamecock fan, and so we go real deep with the smack talk when the game is on. So he's a mega fan.
All right, Georgia's laying 28.
Yeah.
that's it?
Wow. Michigan's laying 40 this weekend.
Canes play tonight, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday night game. I thought so.
Cookman. That'll be down at the down at the Hard Rock. They're big favorites tonight. They should win after their big win with Texas A&M, but you never know what's going to happen. And our Dolphins are in New England this weekend. Sunday night might be getting a lot of rain up there.
It looks like chances are going down a bit.
Oh,
I did notice. Yeah, it did. As far as they're gonna get some rain, but Lee is heading up north. And when I was looking up in like the Massachusetts area, it was like 70-80% on for some winds and rain on Saturday. And then I went and I looked again today, and we're down to 50. So I was like, all right, keep it going down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit of storm surge. I saw, and
yes,
but
that's what they're saying.
It's so far out.
It is
in the ocean. I mean, I'm sure there's some outer bands of weather they'll get, but I wouldn't think that it would be too affected from it. But I guess you never know.
Just some rain and some wind in parts of New England, but I have a feeling they'll be A-okay by Sunday.
Yeah, and when is fall? In like 6 days or 8 days, fall starts?
Oh,
I believe.
Sure, yeah, the 21st. Is that right?
Technically, 21st, 22nd, something like that.
And when is hurricane season?
In November.
Is it November?
Yeah, it's like November 30th or something.
Yeah, end of November.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We still got time.
Yeah, because everybody's thinking, like, is hurricane season over? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, Ian was later on, wasn't it?
There's a
I
couple in
believe
October.
Right?
Yeah.
Couple of 4th or 5th, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
I mean, we've seen them pop up even in November. I think a couple years ago there was one that popped. It didn't hit anybody or didn't amount to anything, but it still formed.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that it's still going on.
Technically.
So before you know it, it will be fall.
I mean, we're in the middle of it right now.
September, usually the worst, right?
Yeah. Well, let's not hope. Let's hope it goes away.
Yes.
We don't want anything.
All of them. Don't bring anything this way.
Yeah.
I mean, considering how big Lee got, I mean, it was a major. I think, did it make 5? I mean, I know it was at a 4 at one time. Yeah.
I think. And now maybe is Lee down to a 3? I don't, but yeah, I mean, I feel like Lee's been hanging around for weeks, I feel like, right?
It was slowed down to like 6 miles per hour in movement. So, because it popped up real quick and then all of a sudden it just slow. Everything was slow. I'm like, boy, it hasn't gone anywhere.
And luckily nothing's been in its path, right? Because, I mean, that thing would have been devastation.
Even stayed away from Bermuda, correct? I do believe.
So.
I don't think they saw it either.
Yeah, that's great.
Good news, right?
Yeah, we don't want
They
anybody.
could all be like that, right? Just hang out in the ocean, please.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, do what you got to do. Some football tonight. The Vikings are taking on the Eagles. That is Thursday night football.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
Thursday already.
You think it'll have the same ratings they had last week?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because it was the first, right?
Yeah.
Well, first week and Kansas City, too.
Yeah. The Chiefs and the Lions. I mean, it'll be consumed. I don't know if they're going to get that many people. They might. I don't know, 22, 24 million. I'm guessing. I think last week you said 28?
It's 28.6 or 26.8, one or the other.
That's still tough.
Might be reversing.
I mean,
that,
so you
that's a
said
lot.
it's Eagles, Vikings?
Mm-hmm. In Philadelphia.
Okay, because you said something about the Chiefs and the last week Chiefs and Lions.
Last Chief.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy said.
Last Chief.
Last
Last week.
Last Chief.
So last Chief.
Yes.
We'll see how the Chiefs play this week. They are playing Jacksonville, and we'll see if Taylor Swift goes to the game. If she's at the game, then maybe she's really dating Kelsey.
So I love it. There's somebody put an infographic about Taylor Swift and Kelsey, like how maybe they were able to connect because you know how busy she is. And so people are very invested in this whole thing. But I did read it. So she was at the VMAs, and we talked about the VMAs yesterday. And we're like, who went? What? Who? But it was packed with A-list stars.
We said it yesterday.
A-list stars. And
Everybody.
I just been kind of looking back, and she looked like she was having the best time of her life. And it probably, a nice little break because she's been hitting the road really hard. They were feeding her cocktails. She was dancing.
I was going to say, I saw some headline today like she was drunky poo or something.
She held it together. It's not like she was stumbling, but she was having a good time, right? As she should.
Good for her.
And dancing, sexy dancing. I mean, she was singing the words to all the songs. She had a really, really great time. The only thing that sucks is that she had a very expensive piece of jewelry on, and it looks like that.
The ring?
Did you hear about the ring?
It's lost, or so she dropped
The
it?
stone in the ring. And you know how, so it was I was like, it's a lot of money, but normally you hear about millions of dollars, right? It was a $12,000 vintage ring.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Right,
Was it
Taylor
a keychain? Was it a keychain for her?
But it was. So she lost part of this ring, and they said it was the diamond center of one of the rings that she was wearing, one of the many. Yeah, kind of somehow flung out. I don't know if she was just shake it off. She was shaking too hard.
Nice.
Nice. I
Tell
like that.
Kelsey to get her a new ring.
A little too literally.
She had a $12,000 center diamond ring. That's it.
That's all,
cheap
right?
bitch.
Right?
Wow.
I'll say it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course.
I know. But
And if you see her with a Super Bowl ring on to the Chiefs, then you'll know she's dating Kelsey.
But of course, right away, she was like pointing at the missing ring, and staff was like, "All right." They quickly jumped to action, and members were
Secret Service.
people were on the ground helping her look for it.
Yeah, they called the Secret Service. They came in.
Did they?
CIA, FBI, everybody was there looking for it. We got to find it. Where's that
Yeah,
ring?
we don't know. We don't know if it's been located or not.
Yeah, $12,000. What are you doing with that? Come on, Taylor. You're making gazillions of dollars. What was that? It was probably a keychain she had on.
Like I said, it was one of the rings. Her hands were probably, yes, with all of them on. Very expensive.
She was like Tom Brady with his Super Bowl rings.
Yep.
877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you want to get involved in the show. Let us know what you think maybe about the Dolphins this weekend. Are they going to go up to New England and get a victory? People are expecting them to win. People are considering the Dolphins right now after 1 week. Tua is no more like, is he one of the best? People are giving him big, big credit.
Good.
And kudos.
And boy, the Dolphins jumped up on the power rankings, too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
way up there. Well, and rightfully so. They look great.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, I think they look good offensively,
right.
not defensively.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah.
They did win 36-34. I think Dallas looked good, obviously. They tuned the Giants 40-zip. But the power rankings, they did go up. And the Jets are going to be out of them, power rankings. And Buffalo didn't look good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the people now are betting the Dolphins to win the division.
Sure.
Based on the first week of what happened. But we'll see. It's week 2.
And that's normal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, big swings, it's the first week. 1 week doesn't make a season.
Nope.
All those factors go into place. But I guess, like everything else, we always say it each week with football. We'll see how that goes.
Of course.
From there on out. But, boy, I tell you what, the Dolphins fans have every reason to be optimistic for the season. That's for sure.
Yeah, they got to win Sunday night.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't go up to New England and lose to them.
Yeah, that's true, right.
I mean, that's
right.
a game where traditionally...
But again, division team, so, you never know what you're going to get with a game like that. So it's hard. Going out and beating the Chargers in Los Angeles in that fashion, I don't know. Again, you're right, defense maybe, they gotta think about, but I don't know. I'd be very optimistic.
Yeah, Tua played great. He really did.
And the Patriots lost their game last week, right?
To the Eagles.
Okay.
And then...
yeah, but you know what? I mean, they almost came back in that game. So, they got some reasons to be hopeful up there. I mean, Super Bowl, contender.
Well, they were losing 16-zip.
Yeah.
And then they came all the way back. They had a
yeah.
chance at the end of the game.
Okay.
Rodgers did tweet out Instagram last night, and not tweet out, put on something on his Instagram that he's not done. He will rise again. So it looks like
he is heartbroken. I did read that he was heartbroken.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jet fans are heartbroken. I mean, I can only imagine him. And it doesn't look like he's going to hang it up, but we'll see how the whole treatment goes and a rehab. I don't think it's been scheduled yet when he's going to get his surgery. But I would assume sooner than later because they're saying, it takes about 10 months. Yeah. You don't want to wait too long for that.
Well, I don't think anybody went into the season thinking that he was only going to be there 1 year. So
no, he said he was.
So, I mean, I think the plan for him to go more now, again, can he recover within a year and start next season?
Ooh,
I mean, that's kind of tough, right? From what we hear about that type of an injury. So it might even take more than a year. So may not be, till halfway next year, possibly?
I don't know. That would be tough for the Jets.
Yeah.
Because then they could already, if it takes that long, wow.
So what do you do then?
You're screwed.
And even after that, what are you looking for? Maybe one more year with him,
if that,
at most, right?
Yeah,
So you got to. I mean, they certainly need to think about their plan after that, obviously.
And they might have to think about a plan now. I mean, you don't even know.
They should.
I mean, he's 40. If he might not come back from the rehab, or as he might be not as mobile, obviously.
Their draft look into a QB probably just shot way up.
Yeah, this is a good draft coming up for college quarterbacks.
And
6 or 7.
And I have even heard, because we were talking about speculation of people, like they were talking about Flacco and a few, even Matthew Stafford was in the mix, which I thought was kind of interesting because he's with the Rams.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's been a lot of people talking about that. Does that mean that his contract's almost up, or what does that mean?
I know I think he's got two more years left on that. Maybe he's just not happy with the Rams.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe there's a connection with the Rams and Jets.
Really?
They want to help him.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it, but anything's possible.
They were talking about him as a possibility.
No, they've been throwing out every single name you can think of. It shows you the lack of quarterbacks out there that they really can't. There's really nobody out there, but the 49ers find somebody at the end of their bench that goes 8-0. And takes to the championship. All right, there's like so many guys that are in the booth, come out of the booth, retire. Flacco, like they said, so many names. It just shows you too. I don't think the Jets are really comfortable with Zach Wilson. They were comfortable with him being a number 2. We'll see Sunday night. I mean, if he has a bad game Sunday night, then you're gonna really see phones start ringing Monday morning.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Because that's what we do. We react that way.
Oh, yeah, I think the Jets just have a very good team defensively, and they don't want to – and offensively, they got a lot of stars. They don't want the whole season as an organization just to go downhill.
Yeah.
So I think if they play Dallas Sunday and he has a bad game, I think they'll step it up.
But, you got to look. I mean, is it going to be him, or will it be because of the O-line? I mean, did the O-line fail Rodgers?
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of pundits out there to say that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't read a whole lot on it, but with the talk going into the season where that was their weak point.
Oh yeah, you think you would have fixed that and made sure you put up a brick wall around him. You know what I mean? The only time I would want him to be touched is when I was coming off the sidelines, high five, because you knew if he got hurt, this is what was going to happen, and this is what happened.
So now you got Zach Wilson in there, and it's like, if he has trouble, is it him or is it what you didn't address,
provide.
And I mean, I keep sounding like I'm sticking up for Zach, and I don't really intend to be that way, but
you're right.
I like to look at the whole picture.
Yeah, you can't throw on your ass.
Yeah.
If you're getting blitzed every down or getting sacked, nobody's out there.
We say that about Tannehill down here. You know, he had no offensive line. He was on his butt most of the time.
Yeah.
He goes out to Tennessee, doesn't do too bad out there, So
no, he did pretty good.
Yeah,
he definitely did. You definitely need some protection in the pocket. Fran, I know you got a couple things we talked a little bit about things that make guys uncomfortable. And I know.
Yeah, so this is kind of just to piggyback on something, Jimmy, that you mentioned, and one of the things that you asked that makes guys uncomfortable, kind of awkward feeling, was rubbing lotion on a guy's back.
Oh, yeah.
And you both said that was something, right, that you were not down with doing. And I even did a video with Jason about it too, mornings on the Gator, and he felt the same way. Right. And I don't know why, I just found that very surprising. But there was other things on here that he was okay with, and I'm curious if you guys are. So you mentioned though that putting the sunscreen. You said sharing a bed with a male friend. What about receiving flowers as a thank you gift? Is it awkward? Is it uncomfortable? But yeah, this is what makes men uncomfortable.
I wouldn't be uncomfortable with it, but I'd be surprised.
Okay.
I wouldn't be uncomfortable, but a gift's a gift and a thank you. But if I gave somebody a game and they said, "Here's a dozen roses," I would think it was odd. It wouldn't make me uncomfortable.
From another guy?
No, just anybody. Just receiving flowers as a thank you.
I've gotten flowers from my wife.
Okay.
I've gotten flowers from another past girlfriend. Long time ago.
And it didn't. It's so no uncomfortable feeling.
I thought it was a nice, idea, gift. I mean, because to me that's sort of romantic, sort of. I mean, I wouldn't give it to another guy. I mean, again.
Yes. And that's just saying, it's just receiving flowers, doesn't matter who it came from. But yeah, a quarter of guys, it makes them uncomfortable if they receive flowers, even if it's from their partner. Yep. We also have on here, and trying to do different things, going to a gay bar. Does that make you feel uncomfortable? Or you just like to get your drinks paid? Which one are you going to?
I don't.
No?
I don't even think anything of it.
Yeah.
I like when I get the little umbrellas in my cup and they throw it a little.
Is that only at gay bars?
It's one place to get it, that's for sure. That sort of reminds me, but I'll give a quick story if I can.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember the toy drive we used to do with the Love Doctors charities years and years and years ago. Well, back in the day, we used to actually have the talent would go out to certain areas to collect toys and everything. So I'll make this a real quick story. Me and Denny James, former producer of the home team, we went out to a place, and on our way back, we were like, hey, let's stop at a place to get a beer, and we stop in and saw the neon sign. We had no idea where we were going, and we went in there, and it didn't dawn on us till we were in there for a little bit, and then we started looking around. There was not a girl to be found, and then we just looked at each other and laughed. Stayed there, had a couple more beers,
why
and that's
not?
it, to went home.
Right? Why not?
But feel uncomfortable? No, I don't. Who cares?
Yeah, 44% of men said they feel uncomfortable when they're doing that.
Yeah.
What about saying "I love you" to a male relative?
Male relative?
Yeah.
I don't think that's. I say it to my friends all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't bother me at all. I say it to my brother and my father all the time.
That's up there. 45% of men feel uncomfortable saying "I love you" to a male relative.
Okay.
Yep. Crying in front of another guy.
Not at all.
No, you cry all the time in front of your friends?
Watch games with them.
Kidding me?
We're crying like little bitches. You mean cry like?
It doesn't matter. Just crying in front of another guy.
No, it doesn't bother.
Like tears rolling down your face.
No, if you're upset about something, no, and it doesn't bother me. Last week I was at one of my buddies. He's going through something and he broke down in my car, and I was like, "Dude, it's okay, but open the door and I don't want you crying.
Get
in
out.
The car. I don't want you crying in the car." Just had the mats clean. No, I don't think there's anything wrong. To me, no.
I'm not comfortable crying in front of people in general.
Just in general.
So it has nothing to do with guys.
Okay. Yeah, that was number 2 on the list of what made guys the most uncomfortable.
Because I think they feel like the other guy would look at him as weak, or you mean toughen up, get back in there, all that stuff.
That's stereotype.
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
but that's what they would probably feel like.
Guys don't cry.
Yeah.
And then finally here, I found this one very interesting. The number one thing at 49% of men that took guys out of their comfort zone or made them uncomfortable was being naked in a same gender changing room. When you think like you grew up like that in locker rooms in high school and college and at the gym, so you would think it would be something that was so normal to you that you wouldn't be uncomfortable. But that was the number one thing.
Really?
Yep, at 49% of men.
Did they say what age they're asking this, or no, just in general?
This is from the survey. It says it's all age ranges.
Yeah, I could see
Or
if you
asked.
weren't. The only reason I was maybe if you're not in good shape, you might feel that I'm a little heavy now or something like that. I'm bloated, but no, it's not going to make me feel uncomfortable.
And I'm guessing you not either.
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
right?
I don't even think of that.
I mean,
You every day you have no pants on.
I have no pants on in here.
That's true.
Yeah.
When I walk in, it always says, "Great, keep your eyes
No.
above."
Yes.
I used to have a lifetime
surprised.
membership at the nudist colony. You think I'm worried about being naked in front of other
You're in
dudes?
it through 35.
But I was surprised. It is a large percentage. And I wonder maybe if that's the younger demo than it is the older demo.
I think maybe I was in high school. I wasn't
Okay.
real comfortable with doing the
Just
the
sort of
old
swinging
shower
around.
after gym class, maybe.
Yeah.
You have any soap? Shampoo?
I dropped mine.
Yeah, there are certain things that, even my friends will talk about that they feel to be like the love you thing. There's a lot of guys that say that. They don't like saying it to people, even family members, which you said is on the survey.
Yeah, it's male relative.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, it does.
It's an old macho thing, Remember the old Han Solo and Princess Leia thing where she says it and he goes ditto or right back at you or something like that. And then they did the same in
was it
Ghost?
Ghost, yeah.
I think that was
Ditto.
where the ditto comes from.
Yep.
I have friends that told me their dads never told them they loved them.
Yeah.
Never. Their whole life. And they mentioned it, and obviously it bothered them.
Right.
But they would say, no, my dad never told me that. My mom did, but my dad never said it to me.
Most of my growing up, I would say the same thing for my father.
Yeah.
But when as he's gotten older and I've gotten older, it's that barrier went down.
That's good.
Whatever it was.
I think that's great.
And it was never for a bad reason. It's not that he never loved me. I know my dad loved me from the day I was born.
You could tell from his actions more so, yeah.
But he never said it.
Yeah, my brother used to be the
until-
other way,
Yep.
and then he changed about 10 years ago. He would never say it, and then he started saying it.
Yeah.
But for years, he didn't say it. But he
Right.
was always very quiet, very reserved. My brother, way more than me. But then all of a sudden, he just started saying it.
It's almost like a maturity thing. I don't know. I don't know what the right word would be for it, but maybe as you get older, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it just sinks in like maybe I should express my feelings more. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's what you see. Because, again, when you're growing up, the first person you see around a male, influence is your dad. So if your dad didn't do something, you're probably not going to do it. And then as you get older, you're that. I was the first one. I mean, my dad always said that to me because you were the first one who always would throw that around. He goes, years ago. And, it's nice to hear. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Thursday. We're getting ready for football with this weekend. Don't forget, we got Aerosmith tickets at 11:45. That is huge. We'll come back with a trifecta, something with A-Rod. Is he in trouble again? And this day in history. We'll be back.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Third season premiere of The Morning Show on Apple TV and the series premiere of The Other Black Girl on Hulu.
I hope that's what it's called.
It's called that. Of course, why would I say that?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95, looking pretty good. They had an accident earlier, southbound by Woolbright Road, Boynton Beach. That has cleared away. Another one cleared Indiantown Road at Delaware Boulevard. It was blocking a lane, but again, that has cleared up too. Should be getting back up to speed. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted. Being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Hey, it's the Greek. Your smile's the first thing people see, and I have the guy who can give you that $1 million smile.
Thanks, Greek. I'm Dr. Ernest Orphanos, a board-certified periodontist, and I can give you that perfect smile. My staff and I will make you feel comfortable and relaxed during your procedure. We do what's called Teeth in the Day, where you get implants and teeth that very same day, all phases of dental implants. And as a multi-specialty office, we are capable of meeting and exceeding all of your needs. Please call our office at 561-477-7171.
Have you ever heard of the 5 Ps? That's right, the 5 Ps. These can be applied to most every area of your life, but it's especially true for you and your money. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many years ago when I was a young man in the Marine Corps, I learned about the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, you can't control what's happening with the stock market, but you can control how you plan for it. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have been helping our clients with the 5 Ps for years. We have hearts of teachers and will never complicate by using financial jargon. Our fee structure is transparent. The more you make, the more we make. The majority of our clients come from other financial advisors. Isn't it time for a second opinion to allow Trajan Wealth to help you with the 5 Ps too? Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
At International Diamond Center, their diamonds don't just sparkle, they come to life.
If the diamond doesn't smile at you, don't buy it. The diamond's got to talk to you.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire says the reason his diamonds have this magical quality is because every diamond at IDC has passed through the highest possible quality control standards and chosen for maximum beauty.
You're seeing the brilliance and the scintillation. There's no obstruction in that diamond. There's no internal graining. There's no clouds. An IDC diamond is better because, pure and simple, we put the time, the effort of selecting only the best. Every diamond is going to be handpicked by us. We're looking for nothing but the top percent.
So there's never any cutting corners, no compromising, no settling for an okay diamond.
Let's be critical. Let's pick the best and deliver the best we can. We do all the hard work in the beginning.
Is that diamond you're about to buy just okay, or does it speak to you? Come to IDC and listen before you buy.
Anybody that sees it on her hand, they're going to be going, where'd you get that diamond?
International Diamond Center, US 1 and PSL Boulevard.
I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. If you've been injured in a car accident in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, call us to schedule a free consultation at one of our offices located in Palm Beach Gardens, Port St. Lucie, or Boca Raton. If you've been in an accident, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey, can I let you in on a little secret? Oh, I'm obsessed with the Drop app. Drop makes it so easy to score free gift cards just for doing my everyday shopping at places like Ulta, Sam's Club, and Lyft. So if you're like me and love a good shopping spree, download Drop today and join the secret club of savvy shoppers. And use my code GetDrop999 to get $5.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code free month to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy to mostly clear as we continue to move through our Thursday afternoon. It's a hot one for us, too, with temperatures near 90, feeling close to 100 with the humidity. We will see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing towards the late afternoon and early evening. Rain chances are going to increase, though, for the weekend as more moisture returns.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and
listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Freaks Trifecta is sponsored by Strike's Cigar Lounge.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Thursday. Thanks for always tuning into Real Radio 92.1. I am the Greek. Jimmy is here.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And it's time for This Day in History and a Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, he's in the news. There's some papers that are going to be released, documents that says that during his whole investigation years ago, he did snitch on a couple people in baseball, told about other players who were taking steroids. Also, that A-Rod was spending about $12,000 a month for his steroids, and this will be interesting if A-Rod does respond on this. This is going back years ago when all the problems he had, he got suspended from baseball, but this was dropped today in the New York Post. I saw a couple other places, too. Documents were dropped where he made some deals with the authorities to get out of trouble, and he did rat out other players in baseball. That is not a good thing. We'll see what happens, and we'll also see what he says about it. He might not say anything, and it might go away, or he might. Knowing A-Rod, I think he's going to say something, but maybe not. Other baseball last night, Marlins won 2-0 against the Brewers, so they're still alive in their playoff hunt for the wild card race. And in September 14th, that's a great thing for the Marlins. They have more wins than they had last year, and they went over their season win total. Thank you, DraftKings. So right now, the Marlins are still in contention with 2 weeks left. And in the NFL tonight, you got the Eagles in Minnesota. Minnesota is getting 6.5. Thank you, DraftKings. I think the world will be on the Eagles. So what does that mean, kids? Take the Vikings. And that is your first trifecta of the day.
On this day in history.
Well, ding, ding, kids, school's in, because we got a bunch of trivia to go along with today's On This Day in History. Starting out with the very first one, because today is the day we got a national anthem to some extent. 209 years ago today, in 1814, Francis Scott Key wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. And here is your fun fact. There are actually 4 verses to the song, if you didn't know that. We only typically sing the first one. 176 years ago today, in 1847, American forces seized control of Mexico City in the Mexican-American War. Trivia, 153 years later, we agreed to hold the Latin Grammy Awards as compensation. 122 years ago today, 1901, President McKinley died from gunshot wounds he gotten 8 days earlier when someone shot him during a public appearance in New York. He was the 3rd president to be assassinated in office. JFK, of course, was the 4th. The other 2 were Lincoln and Garfield, and it was McKinley's death that led to Congress assigning the Secret Service to protect the president. 87 years ago today, 1936, the first frontal lobotomy was performed. 68 years ago
today. To me, every time I hear about a lobotomy or see it on that, yeah, it's just terrifying and terrible that they did that.
68 years ago today, here's a little bit of fun fact for you. 1955, Little Richard recorded Tutti Frutti. The actual, the lyric Tutti Frutti, All Rudy, was originally supposed to be Tutti Frutti, Good Booty, which was considered way too risky at the time.
I'm going to start singing that.
And if
Tutti
you could,
Frutti, Good Booty.
Good Booty.
Start a trend.
And imagine that, because now we've got WAP.
Oh, right.
67 years ago today, in 1956, IBM introduces the RAMAC 305. It was the first commercial computer with a hard drive that used a magnetic disk storage, and it weighed over a ton. Here's your fun fact about that. Raymac is the same company brand of the dildo Franny used and put in her husband's suitcase during their trip a week ago.
Wow. Don't make it seem like I used it and then put it in his bag.
I'm sorry.
It was
let me scratch
never
that out.
used. It was a brand new dildo.
63 years ago.
That makes a difference.
My girlfriend purchased it. What's up, Savannah?
Wow. We're really coming strong today.
I know she might be listening.
Sorry, Savannah.
Or her dad. I apologize.
Is that her real name or her stage name?
Oh, it is.
Is her real name?
Yeah.
What's her stage name?
She's the one who just purchased it because she thought it'd be funny.
Her stage name is Savannah Plus.
And she got it at the Raymac facilities. 63 years ago today, 1960, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, we know it as OPEC, was created at the Baghdad Conference in Iran. The 5 founding members were, of course, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. Today, the 13 members of OPEC, in which the United States is not one of, collectively supplies about 39% of the world's oil output and possesses more than 80% of the world's total proven crude oil reserves. 39 years ago today, 1984, the MTV Video Music Awards were held for the very first time. And the very hip and cutting-edge Bette Midler and Dan Aykroyd co-hosted the show.
Wow.
29 years ago today, 1994, acting commissioner of baseball Bud Selig announced that the remainder of the 1994 Major League Baseball season, including the World Series, would be canceled. Of course, that was due to the players' strike. 28 years ago today, in 1995, Paul McCartney's handwritten lyrics for Getting Better sold for $249,000 at auction. 24 years ago today is where we are going to finish in 1999. Disney World closed down for the first time in its 28-year history. The closure was due to Hurricane Floyd heading for Florida. Since then, it's closed 5 more times for weather. Of course, Francis and Jean in 2004, Hurricane Matthew in 2016, Irma in 2017, Ian in 2022, and then Disney World as well as most U.S. amusement parks also closed down on September 11th, 2001, and obviously during the pandemic was the last time Disney World was officially closed. And that's what happened on September 14th in our history, kids.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. We do it once a show to reflect on the actual day we're in. That being today, Thursday, September 14th. Woo, impressed. I got both of them right. Franny, we always hear a lot about red flags, red flags.
Yeah, that's definitely a buzzword that we hear often. But this one is specifically, and I found this interesting, but because there are like specific things that are red flags to people. And we're talking women. This is millennial and Gen Z women. And from like political views to even, they even mention, like, if you listen to Joe Rogan, there's, yeah. So they get pretty specific when it comes to their red flags. And they call this one of the biggest dating red flags for Gen Z women. And this is women under 35, if you want to think about that. There was a poll that was conducted by Change Research, and it solicited information from about 1,033 registered voters, as I mentioned, between 18 and 35, Gen Z millennials. And they found, what they found is nearly double the number of women viewed listening to Joe Rogan as a bigger red flag than somebody who owns a gun. They said not that the two are connected in any way, and they said, and for what it's worth, the Joe Rogan Experience has been and will continue to be the most popular podcast in the world.
So just listening to him is a red flag.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So they're like, because it is. It's the most popular podcast in the world by far. So they said it's, it's kind of confusing that there's a red flag, that the number of women who consider that a red flag.
Yeah, obviously they don't like Joe Rogan or what he stands for.
There's a lot more controversial people on podcasts
right?
who would think they would cause a red flag versus him.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, myself, I would never, it wouldn't bother me, somebody's political view.
My husband and I have different political views.
Yeah, religion, whatever. I mean,
it's not even political. I mean, Joe Rogan does talk about politics, but he talks about
everything.
Array of things.
Yes, he does. And when it comes to politics, the largest red flag in the study was political nature. 76%, and this is just a study, 76% of women responded said that that MAGA was a red flag for them. 76%. Coming in at number 2 was they have no hobbies. I love how it goes from that to they have no hobbies as a red flag. 66% of women said that, yeah, that was under a red flag, that whoever you were dating didn't have a hobby.
Fishing.
No
but
hobby
I
at
love
all.
how it went from MAGA to not having a hobby. 1 and 2 there.
You think specific hobbies.
Yeah.
Again, you just think about how it would be. Like if they had a hobby where they liked certain things, then it was overwhelming, right? It took up more of their time or something.
Yeah, you would think
But
that
having
because
no-
that's what usually happens with hobbies, that it takes away time from your significant other.
Yeah.
But they don't like it if you don't have a hobby.
Yes.
At all.
According to this.
Yeah, people said that to me a couple times.
Well, maybe in their mind, if you have a hobby and you're doing something, then that kind of gives them some time to do their thing. Maybe. I don't know.
You never know.
55% of women said that they, if the guy identifies, and I get this, as a communist, that's a major red flag.
Okay.
The same
That
number
might
of
be something to be
women.
concerned about.
Yeah, but that's the same number of women who said that listening to Joe Rogan was a red flag. So they put hand in hand a communist and listen to Joe Rogan. 55% of women do that. Conversely, only 35% of men said they listening to Joe Rogan was a red flag for them in the dating market. So even for men too.
35%, that's high.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm not dating.
Right?
Oh my God, that's high. That's a lot of people.
And if you want to get a little deeper into this, they asked all kinds of questions. 53% of women said they refused to watch the Barbie movie. If guys did, that's a red flag. If the guy you were with refused, and we talked about this, like, were they saying it was a deal breaker? It's a red flag. We're talking about younger generation, right? 35 under.
So if
the guy's like, no, I refuse to watch the Barbie movie.
Oh, if they won't watch it.
Yes, if they refuse to watch it, it is a red flag.
I thought
you
thought. I thought the same thing.
I thought she said if they did watch it, that it was a red
refused.
flag. I'm like, what are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That was like.
How about if she said, let's go to the 8 o'clock one? You say, I went at 4. I already went. Sorry.
What was it about? But yeah, they consider that if you refuse. And then even they do want you to care about politics because 50% listed if guys don't care about politics at all, that's a red flag. So it's very interesting. But they want to gear you which way you should go, right?
8 million signals coming from this.
Yes.
I'm a red flag on everything. I don't care.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot here when it comes to red flags. Guys, on the other side, though, 41% said that if women are into astrology, that's a red flag. What do you think?
What?
It doesn't faze
Yeah, if
me.
women are into astrology,
No, it
they're
doesn't.
not down with it.
All right, so the whole thing of horoscopes
Yes.
and the whole, into it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right.
Men don't want their woman to be a communist either at 64%.
That I could say.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Unless you're a communist.
Yeah, they said the same thing here, 60%. So it's a second thing like with it is with girls and guys, that if she has no hobby, 60% of men said that's a red flag.
It doesn't even faze me.
Mm-hmm. And 59% saying if she identifies as a MAGA Republican, those are the top 3 as it was on the opposite sex. So it's the same for both sides.
Wow.
For green flags, if you want to know what you should be doing.
Okay, here we go.
What is a green flag?
means go. Come,
okay.
Means come on in. Green flags. 95% of women, 91% of men listed if they read as a green flag.
Okay.
That's number 1,
Wow.
right?
Read anything or read books?
Just if
read
they
it.
read.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Coming in at number 2 for both men and women was researching best deals and rates before buying.
I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out again.
This is such a weird list. 63% of men also listed that if the girl looks better in person, it's a green flag.
Shocker.
Oh, that's fun. If she
Because
looks
you're
better in
pleasantly
person.
surprised when you meet him. You're like, wow.
Shockingly enough, this article was on the New York Post, and they have a bunch more that was in
Really?
here. Yes.
I was thinking BuzzFeed.
No, this was from, but it's Changed Research was the one who did, it's a polling firm that did the survey.
It came from shallow.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Imagine if you said that to somebody. Wow, you look better than your picture. It's great. Nice to see you. What's going
But
on?
it's things as shallow as like they send green text, which I guess is that bubble, like, maybe if you're sending from an Android, it comes in green instead of blue. Like that's on there. It's a small percentage, but so many weird things. Like if they're not on social media, that was one of the things that they pulled them on. They take candid pictures of you. They identify as liberal. They frequently post on social media. They had all kinds of stuff on here for people to say, like, yes, no, this is a green flag or red flag.
Wow, that's strong.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's got to be hard for you to find somebody that's going to fit all that criteria.
Yeah,
if there's everything's a no and a red
all
flag.
over the place. Yeah, that's weird. Because I mean, it's just it's on both sides of the political aisle. It's on whether or not. Again, you would think that not having a hobby. I mean, that would be a good thing.
I would think. I don't know. People have asked me that.
I think it's good to have a hobby. It's not a deal breaker, but I think you should have.
I think everything is, like I said, when they're saying something, they're really saying that these are things they're not going to date somebody. Like, you have any hobbies? No, you're out. You know what I mean?
Right.
You listen to Joe Rogan? Yeah, once in a while, you're done. So that's a little bit strong. I can see you could say, hey, maybe you could suggest something, or hey, maybe you want to get into, I don't know, Frisbee in the rain. Who the hell knows? But yeah, if they're saying it's that strong, that's where they're like, hey, we're not doing it no matter what. And there are people like that. I have friends who the political view is very strong to them, whoever they're dating.
Well, that I get.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
We see it, especially more and more. We're becoming, much more divided that way in this country.
It's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, regardless of which side of the aisle you're on. It has gotten to be such a divisive thing now that, and you can hear it there. I mean, Make America Great Again was supposed to be a slogan to emphasize the greatness of this country, right? And now it's a slur. The media has made it into a slur, and to some people, and now it's a very divisive thing. It's actually considered racist in our country. If you see a red MAGA hat, that person, if they wear it, they're racist now, and that's the message that has gotten out there. And
like I said, it's the media. It's the spin that they put on it too, but. Yeah. Yep. So off subject, we do have a text here of 47142. Started off with Real Radio. And I am not familiar with, I know who Dan Marino is about his career, but somebody said regarding Rodgers, they said, look at the mobility Marino had after his Achilles injury. So I'm guessing not much mobility. Is that what that means?
Yeah, but Marino was bad going in, too. He had bad knees. He had very hard bad
That's
knees.
good to say.
Yeah,
I always thought it was his knees lacked his mobility, but maybe I'm wrong.
He had bad knees, and then he got the same injury, and he had even less. But he did come back. Marino did come back for about another 5 or 6 years, I believe. Again, I don't have it in front of me, the actual time, but he did get it in his career, later on in his career. He did come back. Okay. But he always had a hard time as soon as he got out of college.
Yeah.
He didn't have much mobility, Marino.
Okay. And then I have a red flag here, 47142. Started off with Real Radio. It says, no hobbies, red flag. When a man doesn't tell me what his hobbies are, I feel it's because he's waiting to hear what I like doing. So he can say he likes the same things. Sounds familiar. It really does. That's just irritating because we don't have to like all the same things. Just be yourself. And that's from Sarah. Sarah B.
Thank you, Sarah. We appreciate it. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you want to get involved. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142 or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. If you have any red flags, let us know. And if you don't have any, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just go out and try to meet somebody and make them happy, and they make you happy. And at the end of the day, that's it. Fran, we got some Florida stories. Anything about red flags?
No, nothing about red flags, but we do have a drunk man, and he got upset, punched a window. I'll let you know why he did that. Then we thought we had Mother of the Year, or that definitely not getting Mother of the Year. Was it on Monday when we had that one story about the mom who left the kids
and
in
then
the car,
she bitched about
and then
the air
she wanted the air conditioning?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know. This mom might top this one. She really may. Yeah, it is a rough story to get through.
Oh, boy.
And then somebody got bit in the face. I'll tell you by what when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
We're everywhere you need to be.
I've been everywhere, man.
Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio.
180! What's on?
Football is back. Real Radio 92.1 is your official FM home for Florida Gators football.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
Florida begins SEC play this Saturday against the Tennessee Volunteers. Kickoff at 7 p.m.
15, 10 to the house. Touchdown, Gators!
Don't miss miss a snap. Listen on air or stream Real Radio 92.1 on our free iHeartRadio app. Florida Gators football on Real Radio is presented by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
95 is accident-free throughout Palm Beach County, Boca to Jupiter. We do have some debris in the road in Delray Beach, northbound 95, just south of Atlantic Avenue. Otherwise, we're looking good. And Turnpike, also accident-free. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Here in Florida, we have an FPL team of thousands ready for storm season. So as the storm approaches, just know our job isn't finished until everyone's lights are back on. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's of Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's of Palm Beach casino night this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner! Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Pace!
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Have you or anyone you know used a drug named Ozempic or Wegovy to treat diabetes or help aid in weight loss? These drugs have been linked to severe side effects such as stomach paralysis, persistent vomiting, and constant nausea. Do you or anyone you know have any severe side effects after taking one of these drugs? If so, do not delay. You may be entitled to compensation. Call 800-555-6666. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting a physician.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability, plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. EcoBill and autopay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro-mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news from what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country, live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Are you ready?
See Foo Fighters, Kelly Clarkson, Tim McGraw, and many more. Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy to mostly clear as we continue to move through our Thursday afternoon. It's a hot one for us, too, with temperatures near 90, feeling close to 100 with the humidity. We will see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing towards the late afternoon and early evening. Rain chances are going to increase, though, for the weekend as more moisture returns.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the Fox 29 10 o'clock news. We've got you covered.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I give out the best comfort in the world. But now you don't want my comfort, and that hurts my feelings.
Do you?
Yes,
do you really give out the best comfort in the world?
To my grandkids, yes. To my grandkids, yes.
He had to save it. He had to save
Rated number one in the world for comfort. D.
Child comfort.
Child comfort champion. Child comfort world champion.
Number one in child comfort. D. Reed. Yeah.
Lex and Terry, weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. For all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Penthouse on a Thursday. Don't forget, in this hour, chance to win tickets to Aerosmith. Who doesn't want to go see Aerosmith? You will have a great night, and it's going to be a fantastic show. And we're going to put your asses in those seats because we love you. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And the first batch of Florida stories.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, Florida law enforcement officer had to do what he had to do. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, our favorite sheriff, said during a press conference on Tuesday night that officers had to respond to a 911 call around 8:45 in the evening after a woman reported that her boyfriend, Angelo Theodore Corcione, attempted to stab her with a knife. They said that they responded to the scene within 6 minutes. They got there fast.
Good time.
Sheriff's office said, but Corcione had already fled. Well, Judd said Polk County Sheriff's Office and the K-9 units and other K-9 units from Auburndale began searching for him. After about 10 minutes, one of the K-9s found him. The officers, he didn't talk though. He just sniffed him out to a neighborhood entrance. And Corcione emerged from the bushes with his knife in attack mode towards the cops and the K-9. And he even shouted, "Shoot me, kill me, shoot me, kill me." According to Judd, that's what Judd said. Adding that he was aggressively approaching the two officers. So guess what he did? They shot him and they killed him. Yep. He got exactly what he asked for with the threat of death, of two police officers and my deputy. The three of them shot. They shot several times, and he was deceased on the scene. The sheriff did say that he is someone with a violent criminal history, as he has had 45 criminal charges filed against him.
Oh, that's a couple.
Since 1986.
Because they knew who he was.
Uh-huh. But yeah, even the headline says, Florida man threatens police with knife, gets exactly what he asked for. Well, he just said, kill me, shoot me, kill me, shoot me. And that is what they did. And then in your What the Florida, another shark attack. And guess where it was?
Juno Beach.
No. Where is the place in Florida that we have the most shark attacks? You probably don't know. Do you know?
Keys?
New Smyrna Beach.
Oh, New Smyrna
Yes.
Beach.
Now, where is that? Up north?
It is up north, G-Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, a guy was taken to the hospital. This happened in New Smyrna Beach. They said that he was surfing, came off his board in a wave, and then when he fell off his board, came face to face with a shark. And the shark bit him in the face.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. They said on the top right side of his cheek between his ear and eye. Said, yeah, kind of sucked. Like, it felt like he was like in one of those bear traps.
Oh, God. Can't imagine.
Yeah, they said, it's not, a lot of residents were like, it's not a surprise that sharks are constantly in the shallow waters over there. People were like, I've had them swim right by me. Bull sharks swim right by me all the time. They're really oblivious to you.
Not this one.
No. And I don't think I ever want to go swimming in New Smyrna Beach.
Why would you? Why would you?
I do not. Well, they have surf contests there all the time. I remember my niece years ago on my husband's side, she was a nugget because now she's a preteen, and she was in like little surf competitions, really, really good. But they would have like their big competition in New Smyrna, and I'm like, man, and I understand.
Yeah.
We read about these shark fights. It's not. I think. What do they say? They say there's more people who get killed by dogs every year than sharks. Like, that is a stat I have heard.
Yeah, but I don't want to die by a shark or a dog.
I agree.
Just saying.
So, but I was, when I hear that New Smyrna Beach, I was like, why would they put those nuggets in the water? But people surf all the time. And then next step in your What the Florida, man, this story really got me. And I just hate stories with kids in it, but this mom sucks. A 32-year-old woman in Florida, she was arrested over the weekend. She wanted to have a good time. So she decided that she was going to meet a couple of guys in a hotel room. And they were going to do a lot of drugs and have a lot of sex. She drank, snorted cocaine, smoked marijuana, had group sex with two men. One of the guys eventually died overnight due to an overdose.
Oh.
Amy Marie Kemper was charged with one count of child neglect. And the reason why is because she decided to bring her 11-year-old son to this party in the hotel room.
Oh, my God.
In the room, too.
In the hotel room.
This is terrible.
So she's been charged with one count of child neglect without great bodily harm over this terrible incident. Of course, Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley was like, a woman thought it was okay to bring her child to a resort in the middle of the night so she could engage in narcotic use and sexual activities. Unfortunately, her son was stuck alone in the room with the deceased male for several hours until she came back.
Oh, my God.
Yep. They responded, said emergency medical personnel responded to the resort, which is Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. And they said, according to a probable cause affidavit, upon arriving at the scene, paramedics began life-saving procedures on the 6-year-old unresponsive male. They did extensive life-saving measures, but eventually was pronounced dead. They did find all kinds of stuff: marijuana, Viagra, burnt blunts, silver trays with white powdery substance. They said appeared to be cocaine. I mean, this was a drug-fueled event that happened. So it looks like she is in jail. And from what I read, that the 11-year-old is with family right now. So we'll see what happens. And that is, sorry to end it, so sadly, you're with the Florida.
Thank you, Francis. Do it twice a show. Some are uplifting, some are funny, some are sad, and some are unique.
Talk about red flags.
Right?
There's a red flag for you.
That is definitely a red flag. Jimmy, something everybody tries to balance every day is work and life.
Is this a red flag? So there was an article in the Wall Street Journal, and that talks about the trend that we're getting away from doing work stuff after work. And basically, I can boil that down to where you have just socializing after work, right? I mean, we don't seem to be doing that nearly as much as we used to. And the idea is that the pandemic changed a lot of our habits and broke down a lot of the old traditions and inspired maybe some new perspectives. When people were working from home, they had to focus on work-life balance and to ensure that they had the space they needed between work and personal time, right? It made it especially more difficult when you're at home doing your work. So, your work and your pleasure were in the same place. The draw of food and drinks isn't even what it used to be. So they're talking about where people used to get together after work for drinks, right? Or even, a little bit of like an appetizer and a drink. You sit around with your colleagues, right? Used to be. And it just doesn't seem to be as much anymore. I don't know how it was around here. If it used to be that way, I think it was a little bit more.
When I did sales in here years ago, we had a crew.
Yeah.
I had some. I've actually still have some very good friends in my life that I met here. And we would on a Friday or whatever, about 5 or 6 of us would go out and have happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weekly occurrence.
Sure, yeah, and I had seen it too, and I think that was a very common thing, especially. Well, I was going to say especially in an office setting, but I think it would happen in even like a construction type field, or it doesn't necessarily have to be just confined to the office type. So, it's one of those trends that they're kind of seeing. Employers are also shying away from taking up employees' personal time, too. So office events are more frequently scheduled during work hours. So if they do get together with something, they're doing it at, let's say 4 o'clock in the afternoon instead of after hours, and it'll start sort of in the time frame of the work period. And then kind of go in maybe, so like they'd get together at that. It would end at 6, where at one time the party would start at 6. And maybe party isn't the right word, but some sort of,
We did that for a little bit. We used to have these big holiday parties. And then for a little bit, then we had our holiday parties would be during working hours. And then just in the past couple years, we brought them back out again. After hours. But yeah, I wonder if a lot of it may be like liability, stuff like that, when it comes to, like, let's say the boss throwing something.
Yeah, I think some people, too, your phone, too, has changed your whole life, because a lot of people feel like they're never off. Like, you know what? They're always getting contacted. There's always somebody emailing you. There's always somebody asking you a question.
Like, I don't want to see them.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
I get enough.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that. I've heard a lot of people say that. Like, you know what? I don't get away from work. I just don't.
Part of the work-life balance, right?
Yeah.
The emails. Do you have to answer an email after hours? I was just kind of curious when I saw that article, what you guys thought, because I'm kind of in the same boat. I mean, I don't see the socialization amongst coworkers as much here, or you don't read about it too much, or you don't hear about it as much as we used to at one time. And apparently it seems to be the trend. It seems to be the way that most people are going. I think a liability is a good reason why you wouldn't, right? Especially if it's a company-sponsored event, right? You're having cocktails or alcohol at some sort of an event that's after hours, and somebody gets a DUI. Well, the company gets sued, right?
I think a lot of people, too, I've heard a lot of people say this to me, that during COVID, they lost touch with a lot of their coworkers because they weren't around them.
That's exactly what it was, or that was a part of it, right? They really saw the difference between the work-life balance, right? When it was focused being at home.
Yeah, and that's what I heard from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
But you would think because of that maybe they would want, once you got back at it and we were getting back to our usual routine, that they would want that back again.
Well, sometimes
that
you don't feel, maybe you don't feel as connected, and you don't feel, it was, almost 2 years for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's a long time. It wasn't 3 months.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it was for us.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in other areas, right?
But I mean, people just, and I've heard this from people, I'm not as close to so-and-so. I used to hang out with him more. We used to go to games. And during that 2 year, where we didn't see each other, sort of changed.
And it created new habits.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of habits. A lot of different things. Also, some certain things I've heard from different people, the money they would spend that they didn't really realize that they did all the time. But then when they were home, they didn't spend because they weren't going out. They were making drinks or hanging out at all different places. But I think the biggest thing is you lose touch with somebody. If you don't see somebody, it's like you're close to somebody at work. You see them every day. And then all of a sudden you don't see them anymore. It's a lot different. I mean, it really is. And everybody's got different schedules and different things like that. But I think that's one thing that affected it, where people are just like, it's not the same. I don't feel close to Joe. I haven't talked to him in a year.
And this whole article blamed a lot of it on the pandemic, but I don't know if maybe that trend was even starting beforehand, or if now that we are kind of back to what our quote unquote would normal be, I guess. I don't know if normal is the right word to use, but we were talking about bad office buzzwords the other day of new normal. With it, will it come back? Do you think it'll ever come back?
I don't know, because I think the society now is more and more or less involved with each other. They're on the phone, they're texting, they don't want to really talk. So I think part of that adds to it. 877-927-6969. If you have a thought on this, let us know. What did you like better? But I think part of all of that is the social media, that people just constantly text all day. And then, like I said, you're not around somebody. That's a long time, 2 years.
I think people are connected to their phones more, so that does. There's your social, right? So we used to go to get together after work, and that was social time, right? Well, you don't need that anymore. You got your phone.
I mean, as simple as watching a game. Where you're watching a game years ago, and maybe you'd be on the phone with your friend. Maybe you call one person. Now you could be talking to 10 guys in a thread. Can you believe that play or this happened? And it's so different. Now that even the gamers, they play with 5-6 people at one time, and they got friends all over the place. And some people feel like, I don't want to go out. I'm home. I'm relaxed.
That's enough of a social hour for them.
Yeah. That means, whatever it is, I think is a combination of everything. Like most things in life, I don't think it's just one thing. But I think the COVID thing really knocked people out of the box.
Yeah,
we didn't want to do it.
I believe so. I think that's probably the biggest culprit to it.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of people too. I still hear I don't want to be around people. I've heard that last night. I was
more and more, right?
Yeah.
Is it socially, or is it because I don't want to get sick, or
a little bit of I don't want to get sick? Heard a little bit of that from people, but I think just different things, and they've just they've fallen out of it, and they're not doing it. And once you fall out of a routine, sometimes you go into a new routine.
I think more and more people just have that. And I don't know if it's a moniker, because it's something that I see in social media and memes and whatnot. I don't like the people, and I don't like to be around other people types of memes. I think half of them are meant to be, kind of a joke, to some extent. But I think the more and more we see with the younger generation, they don't want to socialize in person anymore.
Or
as much anyway.
Yeah, no, they'd rather be home on their phone. Just text it away.
I appreciate my time at home when I am alone, but I am too much of a people person. I don't think I could not go without being at least once or twice a week. Yeah, social. Around my friends.
Oh no, it's definitely your personality, who you are, and what you're about. And some people like it, and some people don't. And for some people, they dig being on their phone. You know what? I'm just going to stay on my phone.
Well, that's the way that they socialize. Yeah. They're still socializing.
Yep.
It's called social media for a reason.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So they are. It's not. It's that's sort of the weird aspect of it. But I guess maybe the convenience of it on their phone or computer. One or the other.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's some people will never. I know some people will never talk on their phone. I'll text you later.
Right.
That's it. And that's all
we hear that more and more, where people would prefer to text versus talking.
Even business.
That's something we've talked on this show for years now.
Even business, and I'm shocked with that more. Sort of like, hey, just text it to me, or we'll talk about it.
Speaking of texting, I know, Jimmy, you had something about if you're like a paragraph texter, and I know some people who are. It's like when you get a message from somebody and you open it up and then you see it and then you're like, oh, I got to keep on scrolling. Is this a novel you just wrote me?
Well, it was an article asking, are you a paragraph texter? I know Greek's not. But are you, Franny? Or you're pretty short, right? I mean, usually when you and I go back and forth, it's pretty to the point, but a little bit of social with it.
And it depends. Like if I'm somewhere where I can't talk, but somebody's asking me a question that needs kind of a lengthy answer, I will. I love how you always trying to finish my sentences. I will send a lengthy, but I'll voice text it because I hate having to type a paragraph.
I got to get into that.
The voice to text?
Yeah, I don't do that.
I will, and I will proofread it because sometimes it doesn't, but it's so much easier than with your thumbs.
That's a whole other subject all on its own. How it, especially with the way autocorrect is. Yeah. So If you don't know what paragraph texting, it's when you tend to send long, thought-out texts to get your entire message across, as opposed to just, they call it dry texters who prefer sending quick snippets. But which texting style is better?
So you're a dry texter, G-Man. You're considered dry because you like a quick snippet.
Mm-hmm. Well, you just don't like texting in general, right? So you make them quick, right?
Yep.
So, and there's not one that's good or bad on here. It's just talking about the different styles. Now this will say which one is better. Depends on who you ask. Well, again, you ask Greek, it's going to be one. You ask Franny or me. I have a tendency of being a little bit longer-winded. Shocker, right? But some think long texts are annoying because they feel pressure to respond with a long text, right? You ever feel that way? You get a long text from somebody and you feel like I got to send something back that's lengthy?
Because if you only send like 2 words back for something that was long, and maybe they put a lot of effort to it, they're like, how dare they? They must not care about what I just sent them.
Oh, yeah, they get mad at me all the time. Everybody does.
Right.
And I also feel when I get a longer text, I have to respond quicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the quickness. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I get something like somebody's like, hey, I don't know, example, hey, where are you watching the game tonight? Maybe I'll get back to an hour. But if I get a long text, I feel like they took their time to send me something. I got to write back something lengthy. Like, cool.
Now, other people think that little texts are more annoying because it constantly dings their phone. So you get that person that'll write one sentence at a time and send, right?
Yeah.
Now, that to me is a little bit more annoying.
The where it's the same thought, but they send it in multiple. Is that what you mean in multiple text messages?
So you take the paragraph text that somebody sends, all right? So it's usually multiple sentences. So this other type where it's what did they have a name for it? Doesn't matter. Just they send lots of texts.
Oh, I know that type.
So basically, what you're doing is each sentence. Send. Each sentence, sentence, send, instead of having it all in one paragraph.
I have a girlfriend who she does it all the time. And I'm like, why can't you just put it in one text message? I'd rather it be a paragraph than, like you said, that ding, ding, ding.
Then you're more of a paragraph texter. Someone asked a few experts about it, and their main advice is to try to be tolerant in others' texting styles. If they're a paragraph texter, that might just be how their brain works, and they want to express all their thoughts at once. I'll be honest with you. I'm with you on that one, Franny. I mean, I hate either that or just it's supposed to be like if it's some sort of a conversation. Conversations are you say something, I say something. And it goes back and forth. Otherwise, if I see those bubbles keep on going, then I just put my phone down. I just put it down and I wait. I'll wait like 10, 15 minutes and wait for it to be done. And where I think it's done, then I'll go and respond.
I mean, a couple of 20 seconds, you see somebody writing something back. You figure, why am I going to respond now? They got another question about it. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I kind of feel the same way.
And to go along with that, what you're bringing up, Jimmy, that article, I know you had this yesterday, but it's that younger generation. Like, not only do you have a lot of people who, write a lot of text messages, or that's how they communicate these days, but they don't care what it looks like as far as grammar is concerned at all.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it's not so much figure it out, but just punctuation isn't correct. They don't care if it's there, or there. I mean, the way that they spell it, it's just not priority. Grammar is. And it really is truly the younger generation. And I did see the article about that. But it was funny because it totally made me think about and I was like, yeah, because they don't care about punctuation. They don't add commas and they should. And that tweet that Patrick Mahomes put out. And I was like, he's right there at the cusp. But yeah, he obviously did not pay attention to what he put, because what he wrote initially was like, hate that man.
Yeah.
Praying for the best, when it should have been hate that, comma, man, praying for the best. And that was when Aaron Rodgers got injured.
Yeah.
So it really looked like he was like, I hate that man.
Yeah.
But then,
he caught a lot of flack for that.
He did. He fixed it.
And he apologized.
He ended up putting a comma where he should have.
Yeah. He did apologize. It was a mistake. But I think you're perfect. Great analogy, Franny, where he was just not paying attention. Probably sitting on his couch. And just admit, what I mean, like you said, and didn't obviously look at it either.
The right punctuation can make a difference.
Yeah, he didn't even look at it. Yeah. He did catch some slack for that.
Yeah,
but I think everybody knew. Like when I was like, "Oh, this is a mistake." he's not going to say something like that.
And that's their attitude. That was part of the article that Franny's talking about, is that, the reason why they don't care is because, well, they'll figure it out. They'll be able to see, or, you get the text around it or the context around it. You can figure out what they mean, right? And that's what a lot of those people think. And, I mean, most of the time, I would agree with that. I mean, you can usually figure out what it is.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things with social media, like I said, are good, and a lot of things are bad. One of my buddies said the best things is I don't have to give anybody directions anymore. Just tell them MapQuest it. Check it out.
Isn't that terrible, though? Because and that's how I feel, too, when people are like, well, how do I get there? And I could easily give them directions, but I'm like, why don't you just put it in your phone? Because then I have to, break it down and tell you what streets to go on and left and right.
It's easier to me. Just give me an address.
Yes, that's it.
I mean, that's just the way I would feel about it.
Me too.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel that way. But everybody's different. But I think, like you said, and the texting is just you get to know somebody, right? I think I do right away if they're texting or calling right away, and their habits, especially the opposite sex. If you're dating them, you can see who does like to do that, who doesn't, and they'll tell you right up front. You know what I mean? I had a girl the other day, Franny knows, I do business with her, and she told me, she was, Greek, you're a terrible texter. You're just bad. I said, thanks very much. I appreciate it. I'm responding back. You're not just responding. You're not getting the response, obviously, you want, which I understand. But, if you tell me to do something.
They probably want more substance. Is that it? They want more than just a okay or.
Got it.
Or, something like that.
Yeah. We had one of our bosses for iHeart the other day say that to me, too. Told me to do something. I said, I will. And then he responded with, I really need more information when I text you. A little bit more oomph back. I said, you got it, boss. I'll do it. So I wrote back, oomph. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Don't forget, coming up in about 15 minutes and change, you got a chance to win tickets to Aerosmith. That is huge. We'll come back with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Third season premiere of The Morning Show on Apple TV and the series premiere of The Other Black Girl on Hulu.
I hope that's what it's called.
It's called that. Of course, why would I say that?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. Experience more of the music you love with the record-breaking 5G network. T-Mobile customers can unlock VIP benefits at the festival all weekend long. It's better over here. See why at T-Mobile.com/SEEWHY.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
95 is accident-free throughout Palm Beach County, Boca to Jupiter. We do have some debris in the road in Delray Beach, northbound 95, just south of Atlantic Avenue. Otherwise, we're looking good. And Turnpike, also accident-free. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out yourself at discover.com/match.
Hey, it's football season, and you don't want to fumble when you're in the red zone, and you also don't want to fumble with your finance. So I would give Trajan Wealth a call today. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Jeff Jr.'s staff will help you and guide you and figure out a plan that'll make your money grow and also think about your retirement. Because every day you work hard, you want to think of those days when you retire, kick back, and enjoy South Florida. Offices in West Palm Beach. Call them today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. You can't fumble with your finance. Trajan Wealth will help you and figure out a great game plan. Call them today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Offices West Palm Beach. Consultations are free. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Some people say bigger is better. When it comes to buying a home, a TV, or an ice cream sundae, wouldn't you rather go big? Insurance companies think that because they're bigger, they can pay injured people less than what they really deserve. But guess what? We're big too. As America's largest personal injury firm, we know that our size matters. If you're going up against a big insurance company, you need a big firm fighting for you. And when we win big, you win big. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America? Thousands of hard-to-find Rolex watches, Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans, all in perfect condition.
We scour the world to find only the most pristine, super clean watches. We only carry the creme de la creme.
And like everything else at IDC, these watches are at a price that's guaranteed to give you maximum value.
We price them to win the customer, not lose a customer.
International Diamond Center for pre-owned Rolexes, exquisite rare diamonds, premium designer jewelry, and exceptional white glove service.
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center, US 1 and PSL Boulevard, and online at shopidc.com.
Hey, you know your sleep does matter, and I bet you know you don't have to decide between staying up late, watching the news, or getting your beauty rest. Fox 29 gives you the news an hour earlier at 10 p.m. so you can do both. On Fox 29 at 10 p.m. news anchor Tanya Rogers. The news never stops, and neither does Fox 29. We've got you covered.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
It's officially here. This week only, enjoy 50% off your purchase during our Friends and Family event at Banana Republic Factory. Explore limited time savings on the latest elevated styles online or at your nearest Banana Republic Factory store.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces, and most are machine washable. Find Skechers slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
It's officially here. This week only, enjoy 50% off your purchase during our Friends and Family event at Banana Republic Factory. Explore limited time savings on the latest elevated styles online or at your nearest Banana Republic Factory store.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Captain Hiram's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football Watch Party of the season as Miami takes on New England. Great food and drink specials, including $2 Miller Lite drafts during all televised pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Captain Hiram's, 1606 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. See you there.
The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's Backstage.
Dolphins QB Tua Tagovailoa recognized for his Week 1 performance, named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. The Dolphins at New England Sunday, and DraftKings line is the Dolphins favored by 3. First game of the Week 2 is tonight. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles host the Vikings. DraftKings line has Philly favored by 6.5. College football tonight, the Hurricanes home to Bethune-Cookman, and the Marlins shut out the Brewers last night and wrap up the series tonight. I'm Matt McCoy.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to the
Penthouse is brought to you by Joseph's Classic Market.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse on a Thursday. Thanks for always tuning in. In about 6-7 minutes, you guys have an opportunity to win tickets to Aerosmith. I am the Greek. Jimmy is here.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's trifecta.
Marlins are still playing. You might not realize it to a lot of people because once football starts, everybody forgets about baseball. But the Marlins and baseball still continue on to the end of September. And with about 2 weeks left, the Marlins are still in contention to make the wild card. They won yesterday 2-0 over the Brewers. Hats off to the Marlins. More wins this year than last year. First good thing. Second thing, they're still playing, and it means something. And they went over their season win total. Thank you, DraftKings, at 74. Alex Rodriguez, some documents were released yesterday that he did talk to the authorities and did rat on a couple players in Major League Baseball who were taking steroids. This isn't a good thing for A-Rod. This is a while ago. Also that he lied to the Yankees at the time, saying he didn't know certain people that were involved in steroids. A-Rod at the time was paying $12,000 a month, cash, by the way, to get his steroids. This is not a great situation. I don't know if he's going to respond or not. I think he will, being where he is right now in his life. But A-Rod, it's just one of those guys, people want to like him, but he does make it hard to like him. He got a little bit more favorable over the years when he started hanging out with J-Lo and dating her, and he started making fun of himself, and he actually got to be friends again with Jeter. But I don't know how this is going to shake out, how he responds, what he does say. It's never good when you're ratting anybody out in situations. He made a deal with the authorities, and he skated free. And basically that's why he skated free and didn't face any charges. Not a good thing. We will see what happens. And this was in the New York Post today and is all over by now on a lot of other different sources. And there's football tonight. Is the NFL. The Eagles, who were in the Super Bowl last year, take on the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are getting 6.5. Jimmy, any opinion on the game tonight or nay?
I got to go with the Eagles, right?
They're home.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of these things where you think everybody's going to bet the Eagles. I don't think Minnesota could win, but they might cover.
Yeah.
Because isolated games always worried me over the years where you know everybody's going on one side. And last year, Minnesota, they win 12 games by 1 point or 2 points. Everybody's saying, and they already lost last week to Tampa. So we'll see what happens. But Eagles tonight, they're taking on Minnesota minus 6.5. Thank you, DraftKings. And that is your trifecta for lunchtime.
Speaking of football, I am going to be at Captain Hiram's 1606 Indian River Drive in Sebastian for another Miller Lite Watch Party this Sunday from 8 to 10 p.m. Of course, the Dolphins are taking on the Patriots. And as I said, it's a Miller Lite Watch Party, so that means you can grab yourself a $2.50 Miller Lite draft during all NFL televised games. I'll have plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win another pair of tickets to the Miami-Denver game on September 24th. So come on out and hang out with me for a couple hours at Captain Hiram's, 1606 Indian River Drive in Sebastian this Sunday night for the Dolphins game.
Thank you. That'd be a great place to watch the Dolphins, enjoy yourself, and hang out with Jimmy. You can't beat that.
Yeah, that sandbar there is great.
Cool.
So much fun right there, overlooking the water. Oh, it's awesome. I love it.
On Monday night, the Bills did play the Jets, and the big story was obviously Rodgers, and the Jets won in dramatic fashion in overtime. But they were waiting for Diggs to come out, and there was a reporter who covers the Buffalo Bills, female. There was a hot mic on, and what a hot mic means is that it's picking up everything you say. And sometimes you don't realize it. And she slammed Diggs pretty bad, calling him a little bit of a prima donna. The Bills don't, they let him do whatever the blank he wants, yada, yada, yada. Well, the video went viral. It went viral. Everybody saw it. You got to feel bad for the reporter. Female still trying to get into a man's world, obviously, as a reporter. I know they go through a lot
But we learn it here in radio, and you would think he would do the same thing with broadcasting, on television broadcasting, that just assume the mic is always on.
Well, I see it all the time in this business that people cuss around the microphone.
Yeah.
Well, I think what happened was, the way I saw it, was that it was the microphone for the press conference, and they were waiting for him to come on.
So it wasn't even her mic.
It wasn't her mic, and she was talking, sitting like 2-3 rows back.
Okay. Right.
Talking to another reporter, and this is the way I interpret it. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw. And then you see the video of it, and it went viral where you just see a mic and you just hear her talking. And she slams Diggs. And she's saying something that, I'm sure a lot of people have said about him, and he does whatever he wants. The Bills don't have any reign on him, yada, 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 but it got picked up. Now, for the other thing with her, she did apologize. But, man, her going back into that locker room, it's got to be tough. It's going to be very tough for her. I wonder if
might not be. I don't know. It depends on what kind of personality she has. I mean, she's got one of those people that I made a mistake and can move on. Some people have that.
Yeah.
Especially in the media.
I think she might, but they may not. They may be like, we don't want you. We don't want you in here.
Do they have a choice?
I don't know. You never know. I don't know. She's a reporter for the Bills. Maybe they get rid of her. I don't know. Maybe they reassign her, something. I don't think Diggs is going to be cool about it, being his personality that he's portrayed.
Yeah, I mean, her boss might be like, hey, we don't want this, black cloud over our shoot with a newspaper, another television company, whoever, so they may be like, wow, we don't want to get on the outside, so maybe we'll just get rid of her. I mean,
you feel bad because I don't think she said anything that nobody doesn't think about Diggs. I mean, they were waiting for him, obviously, at a press conference, and he was coming at his leisure, which he does. But, you never, but that it went viral is what always ends up happening.
What doesn't?
Remember a couple months ago, there was the 2 female reporters waiting for Aaron Judd. And remember how bad that got and the profanity that
well, I mean, they were fighting with each other.
Yeah. I know, but that was another hot mic situation where, it got picked up on a mic. That wasn't supposed to be meant for anybody to hear or anything like that. And that really got nasty. But, yeah, I mean, she apologized, and I hope it works out. That's my point. I hope she doesn't, they take her away, put her someplace else. Because, again, she's in a tough situation as a female in the male world, obviously, as reporters. They do a great job, but this is the situation. And I'm sure everybody who heard it, I thought the same thing. Like, Diggs is Diggs. He's going to come when he wants. He's no any different than a lot of receivers. And they have that persona as, prima donna, do what I want.
Not the first football player to be called a prima donna.
Yeah. No, she didn't call him that. I did. She called him a couple of things.
No, she said that there's no control over him, and dude's going to do what he wants to do. She said he'll look in my face and say, bleep you. That's how he treats everybody.
Yeah.
Is what she said.
Yeah. And probably right. But the video went viral, so it did pick up a lot of people talking about it. And we'll see how it plays out. I hope it doesn't affect her job. She made a mistake. She apologized. To me, move on. But if the Bills or Diggs says something, well, then she's not going to be welcome back in the locker room, which is not cool. I want to give away some Aerosmith tickets.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to clear out the phone lines because people were trying to jump ahead of everybody. So we are going to give away a pair of tickets right now. Give us a call, 877-927-6969. Aerosmith with special guest, the Black Crowes. They're playing October 20th It's a Friday night, kids, at FLA Live Arena. And we got a pair of tickets for you right now. We're going to do He Said, She Said, right?
Yes.
All right. I've got a full board of He Said, She Said's ready. I got the quotes ready. And then you just got to let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? And we'll get you set up to go see Aerosmith on October 20th at FLA Live Arena. Those phone lines are blowing up. I'm going to get some people lined up. We'll get going here in a minute.
It is college football this weekend. Don't forget, on Real Radio, you can hear the Gators taking on Tennessee. That pregame will start at 4 o'clock. And then if you're a Dolphin fan, Sunday night, you can hear the Dolphins on 101.7. And then we also do a pregame show, Jason of the Gator and myself, and that airs Sundays at 10:30. We'll talk about the upcoming game, the game last week, and the point spread. So if you want to hear some of that, you can listen to Real Radio on Sundays, I believe, at 10:30. If that's not the time,
look it up.
Look it up. Because I don't know. Sometimes I'm on the radio and I don't even know what I'm on. I'm like, am I on?
I don't know what I'm on.
Is that Greek kid again? What's going on with him? How's he gotten through society? That is the question of the day. Franny always has the best answer. I don't know. She shakes her head. She's like, it's amazing. But Dolphins on 101.7. We have the Gators, so remember that. And if you always want to have a good time watching the game with a beautiful lady, there's only one place to go. Monroe's of Palm Beach, 7 days a week till 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. UFC fights, college football, pro football. Sounds like a perfect weekend. Dolphins Sunday night, woo! Go over to Monroe's, have a steak. Enjoy the Miami Dolphins and enjoy yourself with a beautiful lady. And if the Dolphins don't win, which I don't think they're not going to, but just say they don't win, you got a beautiful lady by your side, and you're enjoying a great
Still
meal.
winning, right?
Yeah, it's still winning. And you'll have some Tito's, too. It'll be a great evening. Get over to Monroe's in Palm Beach 7 days a week where the beautiful ladies are. We are getting our contest ready for some Aerosmith tickets, and the phone lines are jam-monied. Oh, my God, they are going crazy. Of course.
I mean, everybody wants to go to the show. And just an FYI, they did have to postpone a few shows in September, but they will be back at it because Steven Tyler is having some issues with his vocal cords. But they did say that their next show will be the one in Tampa in October, and we are the one after that.
Okay, so that's good news.
Yep, so they are still on for the South Florida show.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Jim, you ready?
We are ready, and we are starting today's contest with, look at this, Jim. Jim, welcome to the Penthouse.
Good morning, Penthouse.
Good morning, Jim. How are you today, sir?
Good. How you guys doing?
You sound good, Jim. You sound like you're pretty duked up and ready to rock and roll. You big fan of Aerosmith?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever seen them?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, man, hopefully we can make it happen.
All right, let's see if we can get you set up to go see them for the very first time down at FLA Live Arena on October 20th. That is a Friday. It's not a school night. All right, I'm going to read you a quote, Jim. All you got to do is let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? Okay, buddy?
You got it.
All right, here is your quote. Well, don't swallow it. Well, don't swallow it. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that? Did he cuss?
No.
Okay.
He said,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, don't swallow it.
No,
That would be...
not.
All right, great job, Jim. Now, if you would, hang tight. I'm going to put you on hold. When we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we'll get you set up with those tickets to go see Aerosmith. All right, buddy?
Great. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nice
Look at that.
job. How
One
about
and
that?
done.
All right.
And that was like a crapshoot for me. I wasn't sure who said that.
Must have been a first name.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was definitely it.
Yeah, it's a good first name.
Gyms are winners.
Oh.
That's right. I mean, he had an advantage going in right there. He had it. Aerosmith tickets we just gave away every day at 11:45. We got a giveaway for you guys because we do appreciate or tolerating this show every day. Thank you so much.
for tolerating us.
You might have said it when I was getting people lined up. We got another pair of Aerosmith tickets tomorrow, too, we'll be giving away if you didn't announce that. So we've got more coming up. So stay tuned for that, kiddies.
That is awesome. 877-927-6969. How do you prefer when somebody texts you? Do you like it when it's a long one, or do you like simple word answers? Do you get offended if somebody sends you a nice text and they respond, got it, or cool, or okay? Would that bother you?
See if I got anything in the text line. We got some work-life balance and talking about being antisocial, folks not going out as much. 47142 started off with Real Radio. Kevin, Port St. Lucie says it's too expensive to go out and it's too hot. Plus, people are crazy. It's safer to stay home and listen to a loop of Greek Misspeaks and drink Coors Light.
All right.
Safe and belly laughs.
Sounds like my Friday
There you
night.
go. That's from Kevin. And then we have work-life balance. This is a long text. I can be nice to coworkers at work, but it's difficult to me for me to think of a coworker as a friend if I don't respect their work ethic. The coworkers at my job who tend to want to socialize are the ones with horrible work ethics or the ones who can always find something to complain about. That's not an energy I want to be around. My job has a group text, and I even asked to be excluded from that because it's never important or work related.
Okay, fair enough.
I get it. I understand. My opinion's kind of the same with that.
Yeah.
If I don't respect somebody's work ethic or how they are at the job, I don't know if I want to hang out with them outside of work either.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's different.
That's why you don't hang out with me.
It's not true. It's because you live so far away. And then you guys dumped the whole section. Who said it? Oh, it was. We didn't mean it. We were afraid something happened. That something over air happened. We can't be too careful around here.
Well, I was playing a ding, 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 and he said something, and
Yeah.
it sounded like he said blank, yeah. And so I was like, well, let me be
So
proactive.
somebody said we dumped that whole section, but
Well,
don't worry.
better be safe than sorry.
Yes.
So that's part of our
They
job.
want to know who said it. It was Jimmy who said it. That's who said it, and he got it correct.
And what was the question again? Don't swallow it?
Yeah, don't swallow it. Yeah, that was the quote.
The quote.
877-927-6969.
Don't swallow it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let us know how you feel about texting. Are you a long texter, a short texter? Do you get offended? Like I said, if somebody texts you back a short thing. I mean, to me, it's one-word answer usually, and I'm sure it's not great for people, but I say whatever it is. Can you meet at 6? Yes, I'll be there. You know what? I don't even put I'll be there. I'm sorry. I just put yes. But I think in the dating situation with somebody texting, it's a little bit more different, where people want a little bit more. And obviously, if they're asking for some kind of acknowledgement or how was last night, something like that. But, yeah, there are people. They'll text you. I'll have people that'll text. While they're texting me, I'll call them, and they won't pick up. And they're asking me a question. I'll be like, just pick up the phone, and I can help you. But people are just not like that.
They don't like talking on the phone.
Yeah, they just don't.
And more and more. I see more and more and more that people are like that.
Yeah, which to me, if you're asking for a favor, pick up the phone. To me.
Well, you don't like it anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's asking for a favor or not. That's just your style. Your style is you're glued to the phone, man. Yeah. That's just the way it is. Nothing wrong with that, bro.
No, I know. I mean, I will text people.
I don't say that as an insult.
I don't take it
the way it is. Some people like it. I prefer being in person. That's the thing. I don't like the phone as much because I have a harder time hearing on the phone.
Yeah.
My tinnitus, I think it affects the frequencies on the phone. I really believe that. I don't know if it's real or not. I might be making it up. I have a harder time, hearing people on the phone. Yesterday, our winner was Juan. Juan wasn't his name. It was something else. It was like Dimitri. But when he answered the phone, I thought he said Juan.
Oh yeah, we thought it was Juan too.
We got him Juan too. I said, "Hey, today's your holiday, Juan.
Yeah.
Today was National Juan Day."
Yeah, it was Juan Day.
I found out afterwards when I got his information, it wasn't Juan at all.
Did you say, well, you didn't win anything?
Jimmy, that's pretty off. Dimitri and Juan, they're not even close.
But the way and I know that's it's just it could have been the way I answered and he said yeah or whatever. But the idea is, me personally, I would rather be in front of somebody and have a conversation with them and that type of thing instead of being on the phone.
Would have been pretty funny if you hung up and said, sorry, I'm on one. I got to call you back. 877-927-6969. Talking about texting, and I would assume a lot of people do it, high percentage. Let us know what your opinion is on it. Do you like paragraph text, short and sweet? Does the response bother you? Maybe it's a response and if it is, do you ever tell somebody? I was doing business with somebody the other day, and they said to me, you know what? I want a better text from you. And I said, okay, I will text you a little bit more. And I did, and she liked it, which was great, but I was just yakking it. I really didn't mean when I wrote back anyway. Franny, what do we got with some fun facts?
So it is there's not anything super exciting today. So what I did instead is I gathered some random facts. So we're all over the place from when it comes to tennis to the movie Borat. I got 5 random facts for this Thursday on your Franny Fun Facts coming up on Real Radio 92.1.
Because your pets are pretty lonely when you're gone. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
No major tie-ups if you are heading out along 95, north, south, anywhere from the West Palm area north towards the Gardens. Getting busy in the Boca del Rey area, but no big tie-ups there either. In West Palm, that Clematis Street construction continues, the 300 block. That's between Dixie Highway and Olive Avenue. Expected to reopen at the end of the month. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's and Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's and Palm Beach casino night this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner. Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Peace.
While interest rates are skyrocketing everywhere else, Diamonds Direct comes to the rescue. Now for a limited time, get 0% interest for 5 years on anything and everything. Now through October 1st, get Diamonds Direct's incredible value price and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. Nothing's held back. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets at a time when you need it most. Diamonds Direct steps up with the best offer in the nation. Don't miss it. Get details, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct in Boca Raton. Your love, our passion. On approved credit.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Captain Hiram's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football Watch Party of the season as Miami takes on New England. Great food and drink specials, including $2 Miller Lite drafts during all televised pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Captain Hiram's, 1606 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. See you there.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Are you ready?
See Foo Fighters, Kelly Clarkson, Tim McGraw, and many more. Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Real Radio weather.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy to mostly clear as we continue to move through our Thursday afternoon. It's a hot one for us, too, with temperatures near 90, feeling close to 100 with the humidity. We will see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing towards the late afternoon and early evening. Rain chances are going to increase, though, for the weekend as more moisture returns.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Human sex trafficking is a horrific problem that rightfully concerns people. But how big of a problem is it? What's really going on? Find out this week on Red Pilled America. Listen to Red Pilled America anywhere you get podcasts. That's Red Pilled America.
Sick of paying $100 for groceries and getting just eggs, orange juice, and a paper bag? Then download the Drop app. With Drop, you earn gift cards with your everyday shopping. So get Drop today and start getting more than you pay for.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Hey, we have a morning dump up there. Let's go ahead and go to it.
He's calling from Pittsburgh.
No, he's calling from Keystone Heights. He has narrowed it down. He didn't even want none of Jacksonville. This is Keystone Heights. Brian, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? I just wanted to talk about something pertaining to window cleaning.
All right.
So basically, a lot of people don't realize, like they don't pay any second thought to what window cleaners do and stuff. You see a lot of things.
It was us paying second thoughts for like the last 10 minutes.
Yes.
This is his dump.
Sorry.
Well, I didn't mean you guys. I just meant like regular people.
Yeah.
They just see people cleaning windows. They're just like, oh, what's this guy doing,
Yes.
But once you see him cleaning windows, you kind of know what's up. You know what I'm saying, Brian?
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to Fish Window Cleaning in Orange Park.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Got all those high rises in Keystone Heights.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Hey, man, he's looking out for the window washers of America. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Yeah, I got somewhat of a dump. I can't really complain, but we've been celebrating. As you know, Sharon and I went to Palm Springs, went to a real nice dinner over the weekend, celebrating our 30th anniversary. We normally don't do big celebrations, but this has been quite a few nights. We had the deal made that we're not buying each other gifts. We've got some financial things that some goals that we're going for,
Sure.
you know? So I wake up this morning, right here on my desk, there's a card that says, "You're my favorite husband." And in it, she wrote something very loving. And there's a photo of this black ring in it.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney. 1-800-747-3733. An iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Thursday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio. Don't forget, a lot of football this weekend on Real Radio. An event, we'll tell you more about it later in the show, where you can meet Jimmy and watch your Miami Dolphins. But you can hear the Gators here, and you can listen to the Dolphins on 101.7. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what is uppers?
And it is time now for Facts of Fun.
It's Freddy's Fun Facts. So, I like to share the holidays with you, but none of them really kind of tickled my fancy here.
Today sucked. National Sober Day.
What were some holidays?
It's National Rosa Tequila Day. It's Are You Okay Day.
Oh, that's nice.
You should ask people if they're okay. Ask your friends. Are they okay?
Jimmy, you okay?
Are you okay?
All right.
Been better.
But there's, all right. But,
No, I'm very okay, as a matter of fact. I am superb. How are you, Mr. Greek?
You're like, I'll be better at 2.
Yeah.
05.
It's
Once again, words in my mouth.
It's National Cream-Filled Donut Day.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
I mean, I could have, I guess, found some fun facts about cream-filled donuts. National Eat a Hoagie Day. It's not just eat one.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I thought that was going a different place.
So did I.
It's like, wow.
It is National Sober Day, as if you were listening earlier. And you know what? If you know somebody who is about sober in their life, and it's, that is quite an accomplishment.
Yes, it
for
is.
them. I reached out to somebody very, very close to me and told her how proud I am of her.
That's great.
Yes. Yeah. It's also National School Pictures Day.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What am I going to wear?
I don't know. What are you going to wear?
Prada.
Oh, school pictures. But no, so luckily we have like really cool things that we can look at as far as like show prep sites. And I decided to do some random facts for this Thursday. Made it very easy for me. And these are all over the place, all right? So 5 random facts for today. Since 1978, we just had the U.S. Open, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 4 majors in tennis have been contested on 3 surfaces: clay, hard court, and grass. Winning on all of them in 1 year. Do you know what they call it?
Grand Slam.
No.
No.
What do they call it?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. They call it a surface slam.
I never heard that.
Yeah. So if you win on all of those kind of court surfaces, it's a surface slam. It's in singles. It's been accomplished by 2 men. You want to guess who those guys are? I think you can do it.
Nadal?
Yep. He did that in 2010.
And I think it was,
McEnroe.
it was somebody, I think, years ago. Am I correct?
No.
Somebody more recent?
It was our latest U.S. Open winner.
Oh, the Joker?
Djokovic. 2021, he did it.
Okay. Because I've always heard of it as the Grand Slam. I've never heard of it.
No, Grand Slam is when you win
It's
the
tournaments, right? Certain tournaments,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the surface of the court.
No, I understand that, but
Okay.
I'm saying, yeah, well, whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's called surface slam. So only 3 people, and 3 women have done it. Martina Navratilova, Steffi Graf. Steffi Graf did it 4 times.
Oh, she was unbelievable.
Yeah, she did it 88, 93, 95, 96. Serena Williams did it twice.
Wow.
2002 and 2015.
Nice.
Uh-huh. Like I said, these are absolutely random, so none of these are connected. The word collision is only supposed to be used when 2 moving objects hit each other. They said when one moving object hits something standing still, that's called an allision.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Allision, yeah.
So if you're driving a car and you hit a wall.
Yeah, it's not a collision.
Allision.
If I'm saying that right, yeah, an allision.
I remember that if I ever hit a wall. A cop comes over. You just hit a collision. No, your officer, I did not.
No, I actually did not. I learned this on Fun Facts.
You know who Francis is? We're not going to say it again, sir.
Yeah, interesting. See, I'm even learning things I do all the time. Do you remember the movie Borat?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, but I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen
Right.
is the guy who plays him. He's actually bringing back Ollie G. He had the Ollie G show, and then he had a couple movies. He's great. He's bringing him back. But even though Borat made fun of Kazakhstan, if you've watched it, it made Kazakhstan actually like look racist is what he did. And the country actually threatened to sue Sacha Baron Cohen because of the films and because of that over the movie.
Yeah.
Even because of all that, tourism went up 1,000% the year that movie came out.
That's unbelievable.
People still were like, oh, I want to go there. No, who? Why? When you saw the movie. 1,000%.
I thought you were going to tell me he lives there.
It was born there.
Like you
That's
said.
where I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Was there a 2? Did they ever do a
I believe
Borat
so,
2?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, because that was the one that.
What's the name was in?
With Rudy Giuliani, that was such an uncomfortable
That's right.
moment.
That's right. He had a really odd. Yeah,
it
right.
made him look so
bad.
skeezy, like such a creep.
Yeah.
Yep. There are 41 independent cities in the U.S., which means they aren't part of a country, or excuse me, a county.
Okay.
41 independent cities in the U.S., which means they are not part of a county. 38 of them are in Virginia.
Makes sense.
The other 3 are Baltimore, Maryland, St. Louis, Missouri, and Carson City, Nevada. So 3 other pretty big cities, and then the 38 are in Virginia. And then Ian Fleming. Is it Ian or Ian Fleming? James Bond?
I always thought it was Ian.
Ian?
But
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So Ian Fleming only wrote 3 books that weren't about James Bond. All of them were.
Oh, all right.
One of them being Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And there you go. go for your random fun facts on a Thursday, September 14th.
Chitty chitty bang bang. I used to know some girl used to say that a lot.
Same
of time.
dude that wrote James Bond books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice penny head. Jimmy, do we have somebody on hold?
We do. We got our buddy Vaughn checking in with us. Hey, Vaughn, what's going on, pal?
Hey, buddy. What? Hold on. Take this off. Turn that off. Hello, Governor.
What's up, Vaughn? You sound a lot better today. How are you today, our friend?
Hello, Senator.
Same crap, different day. Life's good right now. I can't really complain too much.
Good.
I did become my notary stamp came in, so I am officially a bonded and insured notary.
Interesting. Is there a reason, Vaughn, for, I mean, none of my business if you don't want to say, but is there a reason that you decided to become a notary?
I was bored and thought, I was like, why the hell not?
Okay.
What kind of process is that to get that taken care of, Vaughn, in order to obtain that?
So basically what I had to do was I filled out the application to become a notary, paid the fee, and you get, what do you call it, a recommendation. Somebody that knows you has to give you a character vouching.
That must have been hard for you to get.
How the hell did you get that? Jesus, talk about low-hanging fruit.
How long have you been working on this? 10 years?
No wonder. We just found out about it. He actually started this process in 1982.
It took me 3 hours of an online course on what to do and what not to do, like where you can stamp and where you can't stamp, and who you can stamp for.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Any chance you can get us off a speakerphone, Vaughn? We're having a hard time hearing you, bud.
The whole process took me about
I think he's talking to himself.
a little over a month.
Hey,
Vaughn, you're on speaker.
Vaughn, this conversation.
Yeah. Vaughn, you got us on speaker. Vaughn, you got us on speaker.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I just realized my thing just connected to me.
Yeah, we just missed that whole unbelievable conversation.
And now we got to go to a break.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm sorry about that. Actually, it's at 2:05 right now. We're late for the
I
show.
wouldn't be surprised with my low. What was the last thing you guys heard?
We didn't hear much of it.
We did. We had a question. Who stood up for you and said that you were a good citizen and a good person?
My best friend, Kellon.
Oh, okay. I would have thought your lady friend would have said that because she thinks so highly of you.
Well, you can't have you can't have your spouse vouch for you. That's
really?
But she's not your
Yeah.
spouse, right? Did you get married and you tell us?
Nah, not yet.
Okay.
Can't do that yet.
Yeah.
But I figured it would be what do you call it? Too much of an inside thing to do.
What do you mean?
My best friend, yeah. Like she's too close to me, like personally.
Well, he's your best friend. You must know him longer than
you got
your
a best friend doing it for you, though.
Yeah. I mean, does your best friend know you longer than your new girl? I would assume so. And we're not caking on you. We're just asking questions.
Yeah, don't cake it. And can we pie on him? Little pie? Fur pie?
Look, Wu-Tang pie. No, me and my Kellon and I have been friends for about 8 years now, going on 9.
Okay.
And so he's known me longer, and I trusted him to be honest and not fluff it.
Oh, because he's never had sex with you. I get it.
Who says he's
She's
never
fluffed
had?
it a lot.
Uh-huh.
He
Wow.
won't fluff it.
Boy, the fruit. There's so much fruit that's low.
So what can you do with this notary? Like, can you make any money with it or what? Or you just run around handing people notes?
No, I can make.
Oh, boy. That's what notaries do. They just hand people notes.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Good afternoon. See you later.
As long as you don't have to write them, it's fine.
But yeah, I can make money off of it.
You can marry people too, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am legal. I am an ordained minister and a notary, so I can do the service and stamp your paperwork at the same time.
Here's a question for you.
There you go. That's a service you should be selling.
Yeah, tell my wife and I got married.
Via Vaughn?
Huh?
Oh.
Not Vaughn, but
I was like, via Vaughn?
a friend of ours was a notary,
Okay.
and she's the one that did the ceremony.
Let me ask you, Vaughn, can you marry yourself? Because I know some people give themselves haircuts.
I can't marry myself.
It's virtually the same thing.
So it's the same thing.
Virtually.
I mean,
because I could figure one night she could be sleeping and you could, spill out all this stuff when she wakes up in the morning and go, "You're married." What do you think of that?
Yeah. I'm going to give myself a haircut now.
I think I'd be waking up. I'd be waking up alone for days after that if I did that. So
I think you're going to marry this girl. She sounds like a winner.
Yeah, that is the ultimate goal. I think I have at least one more run in me to do it the right way.
One more run. How many runs have you had? Just one, right?
Oh my God.
No. This past one is my second one. The first one doesn't really count.
All right.
Third time's the charm.
That's what they say. That's what they say, Jimmy.
How many
Well,
years,
the first
though?
one-
How long did the first one last?
The first one only lasted after we got married about 3 months.
All right, but you're still married.
All right, so just hear me out because I'm on my second one, and then this is it. I'm in for the long run. But what is the thought? Like, do you just think of just having a partner for a lifetime and not having to do anything legally, so you don't have to go through that hassle? Shall things not go well?
So with her is that whole process. I actually want to do it the right way. I want to marry this girl. The whole family aspect, integrate both of our families and just be together as a couple, because you go around, the saying is the first time you marry is for love, second time is for
money,
and the third time is just, anything after that is just for the other person. For me,
is that what they say?
My second marriage wasn't really, it was just like a really business transaction.
Okay.
The more I think about it, the more I go to therapy. It was a business transaction, and I didn't think it all the way through, and there wasn't a lot of love in there. And with this girl, it's like everything that went wrong in the first and the second one, I don't see that happening in this one.
Well, that's good. You're making strides in the right direction. That's what you should do. If you get married a second or third time, you should try not to make the same mistakes. You sound like you're in love. She sounds like she loves you. This is the best news I've heard in the last 17 minutes. So I'm happy for you, Vaughn.
I appreciate it, G-Man.
I would come to your wedding. Well, I'll drive by wherever you get married, but I would definitely stop by and say hi.
Well, he'll be in the same state anyway. I don't know what more you want from us, Vaughn. Jesus Christ.
The same state.
But in all reality, when the past 7 months, 6-7 months, it's been like nothing but like a nice high.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Good.
It's like being stoned. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
it's talking to my heart, buddy.
Vaughn knows what it's like to feel high.
Talking to my heart.
Yeah, I mean, you really are. Right now, Cupid's shooting his arrows in the air because of you, Vaughn.
Shot it, all right.
Yeah, I think that's great. Cough it up, buddy. Cough it up.
See how high he is on us?
No, he's just choked up for all this love.
Do you ever tell her how much you love her, Vaughn, or just us?
Oh, I tell her all the time. She knows.
Does she ever listen to this show?
Oh, God, no. You think I want to torture her that bad? I want her to sleep with me.
Good answer. Good answer. Want to go see Aerosmith?
You want to go to Honda Classic?
2023 tickets. Still valid.
We got them for you. Well, Vaughn, we're happy for you that you found love again. And you met her how? You were towing her car, right? Is that how you met her?
Yeah. I towed her car for the last company I was working with, and we just, hit it off.
Now, let me ask you, you were towing her car, and there's not a lot of conversation, when you pick up a car. I mean, it's just not. How were you able to, were you struck by her looks? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't say much. You're just like, I'm towing your car. How did it work out?
It was a Rolls Royce, so.
Oh, was it? I can see it.
I'll try to make it quick on how I felt for this girl. Pulled up for her, and I saw her poke her head. I was just like the biggest smile out. And she's like, "Are you here for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here for you." And we started, I took her car, getting it loaded and everything. I was polite, helping her into my truck, and we were just hitting it off from like, "Hey, so what's your name? What do you do?" And I thought she was a Sunday school teacher based off how she was dressed.
Oh.
And, we learned that, as far as love and how we see relationships, we kind of, we matched on that. And like the whole hour and a half ride was just getting to know each other. And actually, my best friend called me while she was in the truck, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I think I found my next girlfriend."
Oh.
He made the comment that, "Yeah, I'm his new girlfriend." I'm like, "Oh, okay, she's going along with it."
Now, is that rare where somebody actually jumps in the truck with you for, long of a ride, or when they're getting
where else are they going to go?
Well, maybe somebody else comes and gets them or something like that. I don't know.
The story you told us.
Yeah, with the guy from Atlantic City.
I've been in a tow truck before, too.
The guy hit on you?
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
All right. Well, Vaughn, it sounds like love at first tow.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's like no really getting rid of her or no getting rid of her.
Well,
Here come the camel toe jokes.
There is a camel toe towing. You haven't seen them?
Oh, yeah, they're all over
it
the
makes
place,
me giggle every time.
I used to work for camel towing in Lake
Did you?
Oh, nice. All right.
Those guys were clever.
Well, Vaughn, we enjoy your calls.
Never heard that before.
We enjoy you. You're an ace, and I'm glad you're happy. Because you know what? That makes me happy when people are happy. All right?
I appreciate it, G-Man.
And I hope I win the lottery before you. No offense.
If you believe the word of that, you are stoned.
That was true, Jimmy. I was real. I wrote that last night.
I know.
I was doing my push-ups.
Because you knew Vaughn was going to call.
Of course. Thursdays, 12:15.
Every time.
Oh, my God.
I love you, Vaughn. You're the best. Well, hopefully we'll get to meet your bride one day. How's that?
Well, we'll look forward to it. She likes football, so I might bring her to a gridiron show.
Oh, that'd be great.
There you go.
I'd love to see her. And, we're giving away a Vegas trip and a golf cart this year. 4-seater, so bring her by.
Did you already have your first week, or is that?
Yeah, we had it last week.
We're back next week.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you go? 1-0 or are you 0-1?
1-0, and I actually had a very good week. I was 6-1. I wish I bet last week.
Nice.
It was a good week.
Well,
we got a 4-seater. You can bring your other 2 wives and her. You guys can go golf.
Bring the whole family. You want to get the families together? Got the friggin' Brady Bunch over here.
Hey, you were cool with me until you made that suggestion. Now I got to tell you to F off.
Okay, we love you, boy.
There it is.
We love you.
That was the end of it.
There it is.
That was the one. That's still the offensive part.
Vaughn, we love you. Always welcome, brother. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. You can also text us, Real Radio. Put that in first, 47142. And you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
Well, Vaughn said there he got his notary, right? So he can now be a legal notary, and he can make money with it. Here are some dumb ways to make money. At least that's what the article said. Think back, maybe you were in college or even just last week. What's the weirdest or dumbest way you've ever earned some extra cash on the side? Of course, somebody went to Reddit, and here are the highlights. This person said that they were selling coworkers clean urine so they could pass a drug test.
Wow.
That's a weird way. I think it's a great way to make some money.
Yeah, I was going to say. And if you're with a lot of people who do drugs, you can make a ton.
Jimmy, you could totally do that.
How do you
do
that?
Very clean urine.
Yeah. One of my favorite ones, too, was the Lawrence Taylor story where, how did I fail? It wasn't even mine.
Oh, that was so
Yeah,
good.
G-Man, too. You don't need alcohol, none of that stuff.
I'd sell it tomorrow.
All right.
Here's another person. These are weird or dumb ways to make money. Someone let a guy from Craigslist shave their head and film it for $600.
I hope it was a dude.
It's not clear if it was a man or a woman. According to this, quote, I once got paid $100 to spit a shot of whiskey into a guy's mouth. We're assuming that one's a woman. Assuming.
I do that for $100.
Ah, there you
I
go.
do that for $5.
Sure, why not? As long as you're doing the spit. As long as you're the one doing the spitting.
Yeah.
A quote, a local wannabe mayor said they paid someone to vote for him when they were 18. They didn't care who the mayor was, so they took his money. That happens every day, doesn't it? We call that lobbying.
Yeah.
Played a free mobile app game for a year to level up somebody's character, right? And the guy scored $350 for doing that.
Oh, so he sold it? Okay, his account.
He played on his account to level up his character, or at least I'm kind of reading between the lines there. A guy stole his dad's Playboy magazine in middle school and sold it to other kids for $10 each.
Ooh.
Sold a bunch of magazines.
I bet
Apparently,
Dad
it wasn't
was
just
not
one.
happy.
Yeah, kid made $1,000.
Wow.
Hustler.
That's a bunch of mags.
Good job.
Someone got hit by a car when they were 12, took a $20 bribe from the driver not to tell anyone, and immediately bought candy. Their friend who was there also got $20.
So I'm guessing they were a pedestrian.
Yeah.
If they went and bought candy, I'm guessing they were a kid and
Well,
a
they were
pedestrian.
they were 12. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The guy gave him a
I totally
ride.
breezed through that part.
The guy gave him a ride.
These are dumb or odd ways that people have made some money. As a 10-year-old kid, someone's neighbor paid them to come over and read books to their parrot because he was depressed.
I would do that. I would do it.
I love how there's question marks after that one. Like, what? And then someone claimed that when Samsung's exploding batteries got recalled, they bought 120 of them from somebody on Craigslist, sold them back to Samsung, and made $50,000 from it.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
That's fantastic.
That sounds like a great way to make some money. And finally on this list, quote, a guy on the street asked to see my feet. And I'm sure that happens quite a bit. And that's why OnlyFans exists. I had a dude, this is going to sound like I'm Greek, and I'm not. This is Jimmy. This is actually a story. I had a dude give me $20 to get on the phone with his wife and say that I was with him on the previous weekend.
Oh, and
he
you
was
out.
out-
know him, just a random, huh?
No. This was somebody
Oh,
at work.
because you said a
that
dude. I was like, was it just a random guy? I was like, why would his wife be okay with that?
No, it was a dude at work. That
Okay.
this is my Jersey days. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened to you a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Gave me $20. I was like, okay, I'll do it. No problem.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And so what's an odd or weird way that you've made some money? 877-927-6969. 877-927. Jimmy at realradio921.com. Or the text line is open 47142 to start off that text with Real Radio.
Good job. Those are some odd ways. If
And
you
think
guys
of something. We'll think of some ways. Yeah. Because I have maybe one that I can think of off the top of my head.
Just one? Really?
Well, I'm sure there's more, but
Okay.
one that I think is somewhat odd in a way.
Okay.
I can think of. And, I have made money different ways, like selling clothing and stuff like that. But I think that is something that's quite common these days.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I tend to too every day. That's odd. It is the Penthouse. We're going to go back with a trifecta and so much more. And maybe if you were a food critic, what food would you like to have an opinion on? And maybe go on TV with it or do an Instagram. Let us know. We'll be back. Peace.
Real Radio is the News Junkie.
Third season premiere of The Morning Show on Apple TV and the series premiere of The Other Black Girl on Hulu.
I hope that's what it's called.
It's called that. Of course, why would I say that?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
You have a 15-minute ride between Southern and PGA right now. If you're on 95, no tie-ups, no accidents are slowing you down at this point on the interstate. And the Turnpike is looking good as well. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the story of America's comeback in World War II, the Battle of Midway. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Have you been injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident? If so, Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida injury lawyers, will help and fight for you. Our purpose is legal power. Our mission is huge results. If you've been injured in an accident, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's and Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's and Palm Beach casino night this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner! Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Peace!
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed in me that if I was going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps? It's Semper Fi, which means always faithful. What's the best part of Trajan Wealth? It's our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. In office, West Palm Beach.
Hey, it's the Greek for Tito's Handmade Vodka on game day. Pour me and coach from the seat in the stands to the best seat on your couch. Root for your favorite team with your favorite team spirit. No matter who's on your roster, lineup, or lucky jersey, make Tito's your first-round bottle picks. Whose house? Tito's house. Find cocktail recipes for every fan at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
At International Diamond Center, you can take your time and design and meticulously create the most unique, most exquisite ring imaginable. But if that's not your thing, we understand. And that's why we created the IDC Signature Collection. Ready-to-wear rings at every price point.
It's a complete ring that's already done. We pick out the small diamonds, and we pick out the center diamond, and it's assembled, and it gets our stamp of approval.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People like this because of the value that they're receiving, because they're getting a complete ring without having to piece it together themselves.
Even if your budget is $1,000, IDC has a ring you can take with you today with a quality, stylish setting and a GIA-certified diamond.
We did all the hard work for you. Listen, we're the experts. And our job is to pick the right diamond for the right setting at the right price point, and I think we do a pretty good job of it.
Discover the no-stress IDC Signature Collection. Buy it today, propose with it tonight. International Diamond Center, US 1 and PSL Boulevard. Online at shopidc.com.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy to mostly clear as we continue to move through our Thursday afternoon. It's a hot one for us, too, with temperatures near 90, feeling close to 100 with the humidity. We will see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing towards the late afternoon and early evening. Rain chances are going to increase, though, for the weekend as more moisture returns.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. The Penthouse is brought to you by Dr. Ernest Orfano, the man that gives the $1 million smile.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Penthouse on a Thursday. Thanks for always tuning into Real Radio. Appreciate you guys getting involved with the show on all aspects. Jimmy's in house.
Good afternoon.
And Francis.
Hey, and speaking of, I have some text messages after your trifecta we can get into.
Okay, we're going to take one of our VIP callers.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, we got our buddy Manny checking in with us. Manny, you're jumping to the front of the line. What's going on, pal?
Straight to the front.
Yeah, baby.
How you guys doing? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, Mandy. I hope you have something to bring to the table because we put you in front of everything.
Did you call him Mandy?
Whatever.
Mandy. I don't know about Mandy.
Whatever the hell your name is.
All right.
You're one of our favorites.
What's your name?
We love you. What's your name? We love you. We love Vaughn. We love all the callers. But Mandy, what do you got, Mandy?
Randy.
Randy. Okay, I'm sorry.
Randy.
Randy. Sorry, I didn't hear you correctly.
No, I was just reading how the Braves already with like a month left clinched their division.
It's 2 weeks. Yeah, the Braves are awesome. They're probably going to win the World Series. Hope they do.
Yeah, I remember when I was young, like in the late '80s, early '90s, when we moved down here, and they used to be on over here in by downtown West Palm.
Yeah,
I used to be part of the Knot Hole gang and used to go watch. Well, it was them and the Expos.
Yeah,
so I got to watch a lot of legends. I got to watch a lot like the Guerrero brothers, Pedro Martinez and Ramon Martinez were there too.
Mm-hmm.
Was that by the it's now a Jehovah Witness?
Yes.
Church, that's where they used to have the. Or was it there? The field itself.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I wasn't here at the time, but I think
Palm Beach Lakes, yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
no
that's
kidding.
where it was.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I
Yeah.
just have not confirmed.
Manny, you would know. Was that where it was?
It's where the Home Depot is.
Yeah. So there's now a big Jehovah Witnesses. What do you call it?
kidding.
Church or
Okay.
center right there in Palm Beach Lakes.
For the longest time, they used to have still behind the you could see the old scoreboard. It was behind the Home Depot, but they tore that down and built some new condos.
Oh,
Yes.
That's
But yeah, I had a good memories there. I got to play. I played in this league when I was like 10 years old, and they let the two worst teams play in that in the field, like a little playoff game between the two sorriest teams.
Oh, that's nice.
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good memory.
Carr, remember Chuck Carr, Greek?
Who?
Chucky Carr.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I think he was like the first center fielder for the Marlins when the Marlins organization started, but he came up with the Expos and he signed a bat for me, and I had his bat for the longest, Chuck Carr.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I always drive by that area, and I always remember those. You know, a lot of those memories come back.
Yeah.
I still have a little bit of that memory bank good up there for my age.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. It's like if you drive past a place you used to live. When I'm in the city, I always go by a couple streets I used to live there with different ladies.
And I always think about, all the nights we had there and how much money I blew.
Memories.
Sounds about right.
Memories.
Memories.
So, Manny, you bring up the Braves, and I remember my parents were huge Atlanta Braves fans,
Yeah.
and we used to go all the time. And he had a ball that was like signed by a lot of the '90s Braves, like Maddox and Smoltz and Justice and Glav and all this stuff. And I was a kid.
You threw it out?
No, I signed my name all over it too.
Now it's worth more.
Right. I remember you telling the story.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was worth so much money.
I did not get in as much trouble as I thought, but he was not, and by he, my father at the time, was not happy about that. Don't leave your balls where I can find them.
Wow. That still goes today, by the way.
I got to go put pants on. I'll be right back.
If Franny sees a ball, she's writing on it. She puts her name on it. That's it. Things haven't changed.
Mine.
That's mine. Don't touch these balls. These are mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Manny, how's life? We'll make like we care about you. What's going on?
Life's good.
Good.
I'm alive.
Nice.
I'm alive, that's all that matters.
That's right, brother. Any special ladies in your life or men?
Nah.
Nah. All right.
Not looking.
All right, good. Save money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, man. I've noticed that quite a bit. You ain't lying, my friend.
Yeah, when you only got to buy weed for one.
It's awesome. Save money on condoms.
What are those?
I love you. No wonder you listen
Don't
to
ask
this
him
show.
to explain.
Hey, I'm a role model. Manny, you're the best, and we faked this long enough, but keep in touch with us.
Yeah. Enough of this crap.
All right, guys.
Bye, Manny.
Have a safe week. Bye.
Peace. I don't like balls in my face. Stop. Give me a tea bag. Let's do a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
All right, it's September 14th, and the Marlins are still playing games that count. Hats off to the Marlins. Maybe they're going to make the playoffs. They are still trying to make the wild card. They won last night 2-0. More wins this year than last year. That's a win, and they went over their season win total, so hats off to the Marlins. Maybe they'll be like the Heaters and the Panthers, make the playoffs and make a run. You never know. You got to be in it to win it. Alex Rodriguez played the majors for years with the Texas Rangers and the Yankees, but some documents came out late last night saying that when he was involved with the whole steroid situation, he did rat out a couple players that were still playing, and we'll see what happens with this if A-Rod does respond. Also, he was spending $12,000 a month for steroids, and also he lied to the Yankees. The Yankees asked him, certain people that were involved with steroids, if he knew, and Alex Rodriguez said no. Not a good thing for A-Rod. This is a long time ago, and I know he wants to forget it. I want to see if he does have any kind of comment or just says anything. Jimmy, you think he responds to this or he just lets it go?
I think he'll let it go.
Yeah.
See, and try and just see if there's any more backlash, then maybe he responds.
We're going to see, though, because now he's involved with Fox heavy. He's does their show every week. He's involved with them in a lot of different things. I wonder if the network's going to say anything.
Well, they might want him to get out in front of it then. Yeah,
they might.
That's a good point.
And they might not. I don't know.
Right.
World Series is coming up, the playoffs. We'll see what happens. And he is, anytime you rat out anybody, that's not a good thing in any capacity. So we'll see. Eagles tonight and Thursday Night Football, they're home. So the cheesesteaks will be flying. They are giving the Vikings 6.5. I don't know about this game. I'm leaning toward Minnesota maybe covering because I just think everybody's on the Philly side.
Okay. You think they'll keep it within that 6 in Philly?
It's just a hunch.
Right.
Because I see isolated games, not when they're on the board, and 90% is on one side. Yeah. I remember last week or a couple weeks ago, Teddy Covers told us last year in the NFL, when it was more than 75% on one side, it was 82% of the time losing.
And it's so unpredictable at the beginning of the season.
You just don't know. Yeah. But we'll see. Anyway, that game is tonight. You guys can check it out. Eagles play the Vikings, and the Vikings are getting 6.5. And that is your lunchtime trifecta.
We were talking in the last segment about odd ways to make some money, and I had made mention about I had a buddy of mine that I used to work with, and he said, gave me $20 to, talk to his wife. He put his wife on the phone, and I made an excuse that he was with me over the previous weekend. We got this email in, Jimmy@realradio921.com. I used to attend a bar in a little shot bar in Dover, New Jersey. My goodness, that's right where I grew up. It's amazing. We had a chalkboard by the entrance that said, if you are not here, put your name here. Okay, so every time someone's wife or girlfriend called, I had to say that they weren't there, and I got $5 for it each time.
Funny.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Thanks for sending that email in to us.
I got a couple text messages to go through, from red flags to a question for you, G-Man, to even Vaughn was popular on this one. Let's see, right? We have a couple of red flags here. 47142, that is the number you're going to text to. You just have to start it off with Real Radio. It says, red flags. On the first date, she starts making wedding plans.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
That's a red
Yep.
flag.
First dinner. Hold on. Wait. Where'd it go? Sorry. Sometimes they reload themselves. First dinner date. She starts doodling on her napkin her first name with your last name. That's a red flag.
Wow.
When she tells you about all the long walks you both have been on together when you first meet her, that equals a red flag.
Wow.
What walks are we on?
Jeez.
I'm doing one walk to my car.
We're talking about text messages, how some people just like do paragraphs and some one words. Sounds like somebody who may have dated you, G-Man. It says, when you pour your heart out into an important text message and all you get in reply is K. It's just the letter K. Like, seriously?
I don't do that for that stuff.
Uh-huh. And then we have more statistics. Yes. More statistics from Huge Ass Research and Census Recording Bureau.
Nice.
Yep, you ready for this?
We got to get a logo.
They never sleep, these guys.
We got to get a logo for that.
200 men interviewed at Gulfstream Park listed their top red and green flags in finding a mate. Red flag number 3. If she mentions that shaving her armpits is overrated. She doesn't like it.
Wow.
Number 2. If she trims her toenails with her teeth.
Oh,
Red
God.
flag.
Damn. That's a red flag.
Uh-huh. And the number 1 red flag, if she has a longer face than the favorite horse in the third race. Aw. And then green flag number 3, she has a yearly subscription to the daily racing form. Number 2, she thinks a 3-team parlay means inviting her girlfriend to spend the night.
Yeah, nice.
And number 1, green flag, just before going to bed, she holds up a can of whipped cream and a jar of honey. Says more research to come. Thank you from Huge Ass Research and Census Recording Bureau.
Nice.
You do that so professionally, which adds to that. You know what I mean? I'm like really like glued to my headphones. I'm like, what else they got?
Oh, we need hats and jackets, like FBI. We need the whole 9 yards.
The windbreakers.
And then it says, I think Vaughn is confused on hookup when it comes to towing. Because, you got to hook up the car, and he hooked up with his girl.
Wacka.
Get it? And then I've gotten this a lot. A lot of people are like, is it just me or does Vaughn sound like Tommy Chong? I always get it when Vaughn calls in. And then somebody else says text in and says that Vaughn and Manny sound a lot alike. I don't know, possibly. And then, let's see, Jimmy. We have a request here, and then I guess maybe if you can find it, G-Man can answer this question because there's a couple things in here. It says, Jimmy, can you please play Greek's pre-snap football calls? And then it says, and Franny, can you please tell Greek, I'm working right now, so wants to know, how does he feel about the Eagles -3 first half?
Blue 25, Blue 25.
This one?
Section 128, row 6, seat A. Check out the double D's, Hut.
I don't like balls in my face. Stop.
I might add that second part.
And I think you could throw a teabag, too.
You probably could.
Yeah.
Because that actually, contradicts the fact that you don't like balls in your face.
I'm drinking my hot tea, which I have every day. And I'm into tea now, so if anybody wants to give me a tea bag.
She lets everything.
If you put the two together, it's like, all right, which one do you like?
Yeah, really.
I don't know. I don't like balls in my face. Stop.
I'm drinking my hot tea, which I have every day. And I'm into tea now, so if anybody wants to give me a tea bag.
Your rent is due.
This is so good.
Your rent is paid.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jimmy. How foolish of me.
Well, it's both.
Thank you. I appreciate
It's due,
it.
and now it's paid.
That's right. Talk about weird ways of making money. Is that really weird?
So how do you feel?
I'm more confident in Philly first half than I am Philly for the game.
Okay.
So, -3.
All right. There you go.
So if either one of you would be a food critic on a food that you enjoy, and you can go all over the country, I'm not going to say the world, I'm going to say the country, and then you would add to it like a little Instagram thing, a video or something like that, maybe a minute or 2 minutes, you get to try the food out. What would be your food of choice?
Jimmy, what do you think?
And Jimmy, it could even be a beer. How about even if you want to do a beer, a liquor or whatever?
See, that's the
Changes
thing.
it up.
You know what? I'd rather stay with well, if you're going to say liquor, maybe bourbon. Or
I could pick a liquor and a food.
But food for me, you know what? I don't know if you see too much of it. I wouldn't mind doing this. Is sliders.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, burgers are burgers, but sliders are sliders, right? So they're a little bit different.
Doesn't necessarily have to be ground beef, right? They can do all kinds of sliders, different chicken, all kinds
ground
of stuff.
turkey, yeah. Well, however you want to do a chicken or something like that. I mean, we've seen that more and more. So yeah, I'd like to. That would be a good food.
Okay.
See, I would think I'm because I like all kinds of things, but I've been really like on this carnivore thing, this kick. And I've been really digging my steaks, and I always have. But that's why I think about it, because you said around the world, and
no, I said in America, just not.
You said. Oh, I thought you said around the world.
Yeah, we can't go international. We don't have that kind of budget.
I thought you said around the world.
No, I didn't.
You did too.
I did. I said not around the world, just in America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did. You got to listen.
You said around the world.
You want to play it back for a dollar?
Yes, absolutely.
Are
you even paying attention?
Yeah, he said around the world. Because if it was around the world, this is my answer around the world if I'm doing international travels.
All right. Well, you're the lady, so whatever you like.
Well, because I was going to say.
I learned that at age 12.
Well, I was going to say so many people prepare steaks differently, right? Like even regionally, they prepare steaks differently. Like the South, you have chicken fried steak, and then you have like all your Pittsburgh style steak, which is a way of cooking. But there's Korean barbecue, which involves steak, a different way that they cook theirs. There's a Florentine steak, which is this massive, beautiful. So I think like I would like to do that, try their meat the way that they prepare it.
So steaks everywhere.
Yeah,
but
steaks around the world.
But that could be domestic or international.
Yeah,
really. I mean, it doesn't. That
but I would
doesn't
like to go international with it.
Well, of course, of course, I would too.
Take me on an international trip.
Private, by the way, private jet.
Sure.
Because I was trying to think of something that's around a lot of places, right? Like that's what I was trying to think of.
Okay.
What about you?
Coffee ice cream. Put it right in a cone, shove it in my mouth, and I'll give you a rating right there.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like your Saturday night.
You got it.
Look at that, huh?
It's Greek for coffee ice cream. I'm at this.
Shove it in my mouth and I'll rate
Shove it
you.
in my mouth, yeah. And I don't like balls in my face. A little tea bag, too, while
And
we're
I'll
at
give you a review.
Nice.
Could be a waffle cone. Could be a sugar cone. It could be in a cup.
Because I was thinking, like, I really do enjoy like sushi and seafood, but but I like the pure basic form, and so it's kind of, I don't want to say it's hard to mess up, but
What, steak?
no. What I was gonna say, because that was like my other thing was like a sushi or just fresh seafood or something like that.
See, I could do steak too. We were kind of pondering this or that, or different tacos. Would be great.
Tacos, that's a good one too.
Even pasta, because I love pasta.
But it's got to be the
and
same.
pasta is something too that's really like, even if you just say noodles, right? So many different countries have their own form of noodles.
Yes, exactly.
Too. So that would be a good one.
There's those kids I told you they do it in Jersey on Taylor hams. And when I watch it, I go right back to Jersey because they got the aluminum foil, they got the coffee with the blue cup with the Greek stuff on the side.
It's so weird how it's such the same, but it's different, right? It's what like cheesesteak sandwiches. Again, I mean, what is it? It's usually onions, peppers, green peppers. Or all kinds of peppers. Some sort of chopped steak and some sort of cheese.
But some do the
provolone or whatever.
melty cheese, some do like the cheese whiz, and
Right,
some do, like you said, the provolone.
And a lot of it's basically the same, but it can be so different at the same time. It's
True.
sort of weird like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, even like, let's say you do South Florida, right? And one of the most popular sandwiches here are Cubans. And so you could do like a Cuban sandwich run. The place I just had the watch party at in Boca, the Irishman, they did a Irish Cuban. So instead of the pork, they did their braised corned beef in it, but then with the rest of the fixings. So there is a way to do it. Yeah, man, that would be a dream job, huh? Being a food critic.
You could do it.
Just going around and
Start slow.
eating internationally. Start slow.
That's it. You never know. Look like the guy who does it with the pizza.
Well, that's what they do. It's again going. Where we say we kind of joke around these kids with the social media, but that kid is a prime example of how you can take social media, make it into a food critic's job, and boom, there you go. I mean, I'm sure another one that would be very popular with something like that is pizza, which is the one that the kid did. I don't know if it's the same person, but there was that other kid that did that, and he hit up that pizza parlor in Vegas. Right? It wasn't doing well at all. He goes there, he posted just a random, like it wasn't even meant to do what he normally would do. Posts it on Instagram, and because he's got a bunch of followers, now that place in Vegas, he can't make them fast enough.
Nope.
Well, I told you I know a girl, and she does the mukbang style, which is the big portions of food, and she eats it. But before, she used to like purchase a lot of stuff, like she would do a fast food, and now she actually makes the dishes, and she shows you how she makes them, and they are unique and they look delicious, and like they really make your mouth water, but they're massive portions, right?
But they must be long videos.
And then she also did. Well, she's got a YouTube channel. She does her she does her little bits on like Instagram and stuff like that. And so, but she also did a little, she became a contestant on one of these Food Network shows a couple years ago. But she started that, just putting on Instagram when Instagram started and Facebook, these mukbang videos and on YouTube. And now, lo and behold, a few years later, she's got 512,000 followers of people who follow her, and she makes money doing this, of filming herself in her house, cooking, showing how she does it, and just eating massive portions of food. It helps that she is attractive.
Yeah. Well, of course, that's where it started, right? It started from that. I mean, I don't mean to be judgy, but I'm sure that's where it started
it
from.
Does. She's a pretty girl.
Fetish.
And people are just like, how the hell do you stay in shape? But she works at her ass off. Like, she works out too. But when you watch her eating all those things, you're just like, how are you not 500 pounds?
I mean, the kid with the pizza, he's a Barstool. He started it, and now he's back there. But he started a long time ago, and he has that slogan, everybody knows the rules, one bite. And, he's gone all over. He was in Italy and did it. But, I mean, I started watching.
But that guy's got the money to do it. I mean, right? He's the owner of Barstool.
Oh, I know.
So.
But I'm saying, but they're short videos.
They are.
They're
but
only
if I
like
had
a
the
minute.
cash, right? Like, if I had the money to do it, I would do it. It would be a hobby, right? And then hopefully you can make money doing it. But if money was no object, like, all right, I'll start it today.
Well, those kids in Jersey, they go from North Jersey, which we're familiar with, way up north, and they go all the way down to like Wildwood.
Oh, you could spend a year doing that every single day if you wanted to. There's a place, whether it's a diner or your corner sandwich shop that makes sandwiches, Taylor ham sandwiches,
anywhere, and they're not expensive.
And you can make money doing it, but it is a job. Like you have to put forth the effort and the time before you get to that point. Yeah. So it is right. If you have somebody maybe who can take care of you while you're doing that in the meantime, or if you have the means to do it. Yeah, I think that would be a dream, but it's very hard for people to do.
I mean, you can start it, like I said, as a second income, and then hopefully it can blossom into something else, like a lot of jobs do. But it seems to be, like I said, for a lot of people, fun. You know what? It's something you want to do. You're trying food. And it's always different places, which is cool. But in Jersey, like you said, there could be anywhere, any state, there could be tons of places.
Yeah, and that's why these kids want more and more followers, and that's why the followers.
Chicken wings would be a good one too.
There you go.
Yeah, chicken wings around the world, and even here domestically. Yeah.
How about watermelon? 877-927-6969. That is the number to call.
Seated or seedless?
We'll come back in a couple minutes with some Florida stories. What is in the hopper?
In the hopper.
Watermelon?
No, we got a dude who got bit in the face. And, yeah, that
got any
sucks.
good stories?
No.
Right.
We have.
It's Florida.
Sometimes they're good, but most of the time they're not. Then I will let you know what Brandon Greco did when he was drunk. Also, we have a dude who told police to do something, and they were like, okay. I'll give you all those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
Because you shouldn't have to get up off the couch. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
You have a 15-minute ride between Southern and PGA right now. If you're on 95, no tie-ups, no accidents are slowing you down at this point on the interstate. And the Turnpike is looking good as well. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the story of America's comeback in World War II, the Battle of Midway. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, it's the Greek. Your smile's the first thing people see, and I have the guy who can give you that $1 million smile.
Thanks, Greek. I'm Dr. Ernest Orfanos, a board-certified periodontist, and I can give you that perfect smile. My staff and I will make you feel comfortable and relaxed during your procedure. We do what's called Teeth in the Day, where you get implants and teeth that very same day, all phases of dental implants. And as a multi-specialty office, we are capable of meeting and exceeding all of your needs. Please call our office at 561-477-7171.
Your home or business is a reflection of you. Now, if you're looking to take it from middling to sizzling, you need the help of your local CertaPro painters and the power of Pro. That's CertaPro's power of listening to your needs and delivering a customized project plan. And the power of doing the job right, on time, and within your budget. Contact CertaPro Painters today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
We know that aging is not for the faint of heart, but the Landing of Lake Worth celebrates the rewards of aging and tackles the challenges head on. We believe life should be joyful at every stage, so we have a unique focus on wellness of mind, body, and spirit, bringing an unparalleled sense of optimism to residents and their families. Come home to personalized assisted living and memory care services at the Landing of Lake Worth, where happiness never grows old. Visit thelandingoflakeworth.com for more information. That's thelandingoflakeworth.com.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Are you ready?
See Foo Fighters, Kelly Clarkson, Tim McGraw, and many more. Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy to mostly clear as we continue to move through our Thursday afternoon. It's a hot one for us, too, with temperatures near 90, feeling close to 100 with the humidity. We will see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing towards the late afternoon and early evening. Rain chances are going to increase, though, for the weekend as more moisture returns.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Human sex trafficking is a horrific problem that rightfully concerns people. But how big of a problem is it? What's really going on? Find out this week on Red Pilled America. Listen to Red Pilled America anywhere you get podcasts. That's Red Pilled America.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Okay, you did it. Congratulations. Now what? But I support her. You know, she had her interview yesterday. I acted like I cared.
You know, I did everything a guy was supposed to do yesterday, too. I got her some flowers. I did that. I carried everything home. I even carried the flowers because I hate carrying flowers downtown.
Why?
Yeah, just, look at that pussy, you know.
No, they don't.
What did that guy do wrong?
Well, as a woman, I always look at those guys and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I always just imagine he's just doing it to be nice.
I was only doing it to be nice.
See?
But I didn't want to do it. Deserve a little star or something. No.
No.
I sent her this text as I knew she was getting out of her interview. I said, you're going to do great, as she was going in there. I'm really proud of you. You inspire me to be better. I love you. That's what I wrote.
Aww.
Pretty good, huh? No?
Yes, very.
Here's what she wrote back. Just got here. Ladies, hit me up.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Yo, Penthouse, what's going on? Jeremy checking back in. G-Man, I think you're pretty accurate with this spread tonight in the Eagles game. We got Bradbury out with concussion protocol. That means Slay is going to be following Jefferson around. We're going to have a backup cornerback following their second wide receiver, who's a stud, Addison. Reed Blankenship out. Fletcher Cox probably might not play, so we're penciling it together. Hopefully we win and cover. We'll see. On the offensive side for tonight's game, the Eagles struggled a little bit on offense against the Patriots last week. I predict they come out with the gas pedal down. Goddard's going to be involved big time. He didn't have any catches last week. Gainwell is out, the running back, this week, which means DeAndre Swift is going to be in. We're going to unleash him on the Vikings tonight. I predict a blowout for the Eagles. Let's go, baby. Peace.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You're back in The Penthouse on a Thursday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio 92.1. Can't thank you guys enough. And one of the ways we try to thank you is giving you a giveaway every day at 11:45. You can count on that, along with good entertainment and a great show every day done by Jimmy and Francis. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And it is time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
what the Florida?
Well, yeah, this sucks. There was a guy enjoying his day in New Smyrna Beach, and he was surfing, and he fell off his surfboard. And right when he fell off his surfboard, he is face to face with a shark, and a shark decided to take a bite out of his face.
Oh.
So I got him, like,
Damn.
yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
If he didn't fall off his board, he'd be all right.
Well, no, so this is what they're saying. He was taken to the Halifax Health. He's going to be okay. He went to the trauma center as a precaution. They said he's already been released, so he is okay. But they said, you know, when they were walking out in the morning to go surf, because this happened at like 8, already saw about 4 or 5 spinner sharks. And this is a longtime surfer. His name is Ron Robinson. And he said, you know, 9 out of 10 times it's because these surfers fall in the shallow water and they spook the sharks. And it's a reaction bite.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Still a bite.
It's still a bite, yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It was just a reaction.
Yeah. Did he say he was sorry?
He should have.
He texted him, I'm sorry.
But yeah, the chopper. One of the news choppers was flying around the area, and they said they saw several sharks in the water near the jetty, and of course, plenty of surfers too in that area that I was at. He said the jetty boasts some of the best waves in the southeast, but it's also a buffet of bait fish that the sharks feed on. So you're surfing where the sharks feed, but
Yeah, it's not worth
to the surfers it is.
I don't think so.
Because
If you get bit.
That's where the waves are.
I know, but if you get bit and you lose a leg or an arm or, God forbid, your whole life, is it worth it to get a good wave? It's called a personal choice. You're right.
Well, that's what they said. They were like, "Listen, I think if you bump them or you just happen to wave a foot in front of their face, they're gonna think it's a fish. And they're
You
probably
should
gonna,
tell them, too.
and they're probably
hey,
gonna go for you."
We're just surfing here, guys. Yeah. Back in like 20.
let
Could
'em
have just
know.
said to the shark, look,
Yeah.
dude, I'm not here to hurt you.
Where
sharks.
were you guys before he went into the water?
I've
You
had
know?
sit-downs with loan sharks. You should be able to talk to these sharks. I know.
And then Polk County. So it was Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd was talking about this during a press conference on Tuesday night. He was talking about something that happened and when officers had to respond to a 911 call. There was a woman who said her boyfriend, his name was Angelo Theodore, Corchino, I believe, he attempted to stab her. So, of course, she calls 911. Officers from the Auburndale Police Department responded to the scene within 6 minutes. They got there pretty dang quick.
That's fast.
But they said, but by the time they got there, that's a hard name to say. We're going to call him Angelo. He had already fled. He's already gone. So they had the Polk County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit and more K-9 units from the Auburndale Police Department show up searching for the suspect. And they were with another officer. So it took about 10 minutes before one of the K-9s alerted the officers to a neighborhood entrance. Like, that's where he is. And he did. He emerged from the bushes, but he was holding a knife, like in attack mode, ready to go after the cops and the dogs. And he shouted to them, "Shoot me, kill me, shoot me, kill me," according to Judd. And they said that he aggressively started approaching the two officers and deputy. Well, when you're doing that with a knife, they're going to do exactly what he asked for.
Suicide by cop.
And that's what he got exactly what he asked for with a threat of death to two police officers and my deputy. And they did say that he had a pretty dang violent criminal history. He had 45 criminal charges filed against him since 1986.
Busy man.
Listen, I don't wish death upon anybody, but it looks like he's not a very good guy. And then in your What the Florida, there was an altercation. And this altercation led Brandon Greco to punch a window. He was arrested. It's like 7 a.m. on a Saturday in Ocala. They responded to a home after a woman said that her child's father punched her window and broke it. So he didn't punch her, thank goodness. Well, they came, they showed up, they started to search for Greco. They found him lying under a bush on the opposite side of the home's fence, so he did not go very far. And he had blood on his shirt, and there was a cut on his wrist consistent with punching the window. After he was seen by medics and detained, he admitted that he did punch the window because he was drunk and mad at the woman who initially reported him. Well, drunk and mad is not a reason enough to punch a window, and that, in fact, can get you arrested. And it did. He has now been arrested he has been arrested in the past too on charges of domestic battery, DUI, assault, reckless driving, and disorderly conduct. Now, finally, we are going to move from a Florida man to Florida woman. This happened in Key Largo. 54-year-old Key Largo woman. Her name is Michelle Lee Burke. She was driving on the overseas highway, and she was driving drunk. This happened Wednesday night. Sergeant was backing up another deputy in a traffic stop when she drove by, failing to move over into the left lane or slow down for the deputies on the shoulder, as it is required by law. So the sergeant broke off the traffic stop, flipped on her lights and siren, and attempted to pull over Burke, who turned on her blinker but failed to immediately pull over and turned onto another road, where she eventually came to a stop. Her little tiny Yorkie was sitting on her lap. And that's who she blamed, the dog. That's who she blamed. She blamed the dog for driving.
Wow. And did you get away with it?
And they said not just that, she had a strong odor of alcohol as she struggled to find her registration and proof of insurance. They were able to tell the driver only had one eye, and her left eye appeared very watery. And she does only have one eye. You can see on her. Yes, you can see on her mugshots.
Officer, I'm too drunk. I let my dog drive.
These people are crazy.
Got to talk to the pup.
Yeah, these people are nuts. Yeah, so
Imagine the stories cops must hear when they pull people.
So after she claimed she only had one drink that night, The sergeant put her through a field sobriety test, asked her if she suffered from any illness. She said, yes, I have one eye, and then began to laugh.
Wow.
Deputies wrote that when she asked if she was currently injured, which she said no. And when asked about physical defects, she said, my mom and my brother were her physical defects.
Wow.
She's a comedian. They said Burke passed an initial attempted eye test, but refused to cooperate on other attempts. And they did eventually arrest her. They said the whole time, though, she's laughing. And anytime they explained instructions, she just laughed.
She was banged up.
And stated how she knew how to perform the exercise because she'd seen it on TV while demonstrating the walking phase. Yeah.
I saw this on cops once.
Yeah, I could do it.
While demonstrating on the walking phase of the exercise, Michelle told one of the cops to F off.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Went from funny man to funny woman to mean.
Yeah, when they were like, can you please cooperate? And she was like, no, I don't care. I'm going to go check on my dog. They said, yeah. It became funny from, like you said, mean, hostile. And she did try to grab a deputy's finger. They said looked like it was kind of going towards her mouth.
Great.
Yeah, they cuffed her,
Jesus.
placed her in the cruiser.
How did that go?
Yeah, they cuffed her and placed her in the cruiser. And she asked where her dog was going. They told her animal control was going to come pick up the dog. And that's when things got even more ugly. But all in all, got arrested. And she, on top of the DUI, was booked on a felony charge of resisting an officer with violence. And that is your What the Florida.
Thank you, Francis. We do it twice a show, 105 and 1105. You guys give it to us. We give it right back to you, and we hit it to you on an ace. A lot of interesting stuff that you guys always bring us. Sopranos was on for a long time and a successful show. People have like a cult following to it. And one of the stars did an OnlyFans page. Yeah, there's that music that everybody knows. Yeah,
Our good friend Sarah B is currently watching The Sopranos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. And people love it. And like I said, cult following.
She sent me a text. She goes, I just heard it. Blank this, I'm going to Boca. She sends me a text. So she's hearing the drops that I play from time to time.
They're awesome. Mm-hmm. And again, just a cult show. And people love it. Some people rate it as best show ever, which is just, they love it. But one of the stars who we had on here, she played Christopher's girlfriend. What was her name in this show?
Adriana.
Adriana, yeah.
You're talking about DeMatteo?
Yes. Yeah. She started OnlyFans, and she had an article that was in the New York Post, said that a lot of people really gave her static for what she was doing. But she says, I'm only in my underwear, and if I can get paid for it, what's wrong with that? She's a mother of two. Mm-hmm. She's married for a little while to the same guy, I think. I don't know. Is there anything wrong with it? Because, other people might say, hey, regular people might be like, hey, I'll do it too. And she doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm sure she gets a lot of play because of who she was with and who she is as a star. But, yeah, I think if the money comes rolling in and she's only in her underwear, she says, is there anything really wrong with it? She's married, so obviously her husband knows about it, and he's not saying anything wrong about it. And I'm sure she's cashing off. And I think once you start and you start making some of that money, you might be like, oh, what am I doing? But when you see it so big, you might be like, am I really doing anything wrong?
I'm sure she already had a massive following, right?
Yeah.
Because she had the podcast there with the Sopranos. She would talk to the different actors that were on the show, and actresses that were on the show as well. So I'm sure she was able to get that out. I haven't seen what Dre's Instagram, like how many followers that she has, but all she's got to do is put one message out there, and boom, I'm sure she had a bunch of subscriptions to her OnlyFans page.
And the advantage she had that most people don't have in other stars is that it went all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Entertainment Tonight, every paper, every radio station.
Or show prep, everything, right?
Yeah. More and more people talked about it because of who she was. So, in actuality, it could have just been a big plan that was very smart. If she sat down with her husband and said, hey, I'm going to do this, and he was cool.
Yep.
And, of course, you got to think of your children. She has 2 kids. But if it isn't anything provocative, and like Franny says, we've seen it, and people have said on OnlyFans, sometimes it's not stuff that is naked and people are paying.
No, a lot of times it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So if
My God, Instagram has turned into porn.
That's what I was going to say. Half the stuff she's wearing or whatever, a lot of these people, they're doing it for free on Instagram.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I don't think she's going to stop anytime soon, but she is doing very well. And she did say, I got a lot of nasty comments from people and stuff like that.
Sure.
Surprised I did, but you're going to do that.
No surprise there, right?
No surprise. And again, maybe it was a plan, but there is a documentary coming out about the Kardashians and Caitlyn Jenner is one of the people involved in it and supposedly going to be letting out a lot of secrets. And something that was rumored for years that a lot
Secrets
of people...
from Caitlyn?
And that everybody knew was that Kim planned the whole sex tape, and that was her way to get famous. Joe Francis is involved in this, too.
Do we need a documentary of the Kardashians? Like, don't they already put out their life?
I was going to say.
They're not involved with this.
Is there enough out there already?
I think people will watch it because people want to see
so they're not involved
No,
with
no,
this.
they're not involved with it. Caitlyn Jenner is and Joe Francis. Joe Francis was friends with them.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they're not. This is more of the juice, but what's behind the scenes. And they're just saying that Kim, she planned the whole sex tape, the whole thing.
There's an OJ joke there when he said the juice.
Oh, yeah.
We'll let that go.
Okay, thanks. I didn't even see that. I didn't even think of that. But I'm sure it'll sell. And he just said that was her plan to have the sex tape and how she cried about it and all that. But that was the big news, that she just wanted to become famous. And it worked no matter what. They're billionaires now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could hate them or not, and that's your prerogative. But they are household names. There's no doubt about it. And they have made millions and millions, and a couple of them are billionaires. But it is interesting. Caitlyn Jenner, too. If there was any bad blood between them before this is going to continue on now. They're definitely not going to be there for Thanksgiving. But, yeah, he was involved, and he spoke about it. She was there and spoke about it. And it is interesting that, she's...
So the Kardashians themselves don't have any kind of editorial or any kind of control over what's going to be on this documentary. Interesting.
No, none at all. This is just them. And a lot of times things are out there and done, and people, bring stuff out, and it could be just supposedly what they think of. There's a series right now on HBO about the Lakers. It's called Showtime, and that's based off a book that some of it's true, some of it's not, but people tend to believe and go with it. But with Caitlyn Jenner being there, I'm sure she does know all the truth, or he at the time was Bruce Jenner, the father of the two other daughters. But I think people want to see it, and I'm sure they'll react about it, and maybe they won't. But no matter what, it worked for them. They wanted to be famous, and they are. And our country definitely consumed it, because there's a lot of other reality shows that people had that just ended up just dropping and not doing well at all. Alex Rodriguez, I did talk about it. He does have some issues right now, if he considers them. He's also lost a lot of weight right now. He's lost about 30 pounds in the last couple months since he's been seeing this new girlfriend. But it is a story coming out that he ratted out a couple of his friends in baseball world. Ramirez, the Red Sox, that I could see, because he hated the Red Sox, and the Red Sox hated him. But we'll see whether or not Alex A-Rod responds on this. You can call us, 877-927-6969. If you were going to do a food critic of something, what would it be? Pick a food, let us know, and would you like to travel around and do it?
All right, I got a text in about a very interesting way somebody made money, and that's what they said. It's at 47142, started off with Real Radio. Says, so I guess they must have done it. Said, this was the weirdest way I made money. Me and my girlfriend, at the time, we're at the Miami Heat game, and a guy told my girl that he knows she is happy because he can tell because your man is filling up the front of his pants, and asked us to have sexy time in front of him at his beach condo for $1,000.
Oh, okay.
And I guess he did, because he said that was the weirdest way I made money. Met a guy at the Miami Heat game, random stranger, said, you guys want to do it in front of me for $1,000? And they said, all right. And they did.
And they went.
Bravo.
I am guessing, because it said that was the weirdest way I made money. So my assumption is, yes, he did it for $1,000.
Didn't even think maybe we're going to get kidnapped, killed, shot.
Nope. He was like, $1,000 sounds great.
And she was like, yeah. Did he film it? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Whether they knew it or not.
Yeah, right?
I think they got
cameras.
I think he got screwed for $1,000. You should have asked him for 10. If he paid a G note, he had a lot more. Believe me. I would have started and said, nah, I'm not feeling it. I need 4 more thousand.
Yeah.
5 sounds like a better number to me. And I got to think of her, too. I mean, exposure.
Yeah, $1,000 seems a little low for that.
Yeah.
For a stranger, too.
You don't even know the person.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're getting. Like Jimmy said, maybe they didn't know they were getting taped, but I'm sure they were.
I'm sure of it, yeah.
Yeah, $1,000?
You're definitely on the internet right now.
Yeah, and I think you sold yourself short, bro. No doubt about it. And he said you were back.
Hindsight's 2020. Every time.
Call him back. Say, listen, you owe me $9,000. I talked to my attorney.
And weirdo that the guy, not weird, but yeah, kind of, the guy was looking at your junk and made a comment that you were filling up your front of your pants. So I had a feeling it was probably more in for you than he was your girl.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was sitting on the side of him or in front of him.
I
He
don't
turned
know.
around
Yeah,
like,
where was
hey,
he?
wow. Hey, wow, you're packing.
If he turned around, if he was sitting in front of
Oh,
him,
God.
like, I would be like, all right. Like,
That's a little bit much.
Sitting next to it, you could kind of be like a little nonchalant, sneaky about it. But if you turn all the way around and start staring at the couple behind you, kind of a creep.
Hey, great game. Heat won 114-108.
They
Wade,
did?
They did.
I'm just watching this guy's package the whole time.
Wade scored 30. Looks like you can score. $1,000. I think you should call the guy, say you called the local radio station, and they feel like he owes you money. And like Franny said, you might not realize it, but you might be on the internet someplace. I think that's way too cheap, $1,000. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have dinner with the guy for $1,000. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. If you got any weird ways you made money, or the other question I had that might seem a little maybe not as apropos, ways that you would maybe, what food do you critique to make money? Do an Instagram and hang out there and just say, it could be pizza, it could be ice cream. Franny said steak. Whatever you guys want, let us know. And where would you like to do it?
I know, and I think I might change it to chicken wings now. I think I talked myself into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Drums or wings?
I'm a flats. I'm a wings girl.
You're a flat?
Yeah.
Nice.
It makes it, and it's
Matt-
good because Matt's a drum.
right?
And I'm a blue cheese and he's a ranch. So perfect.
look at
So I
that.
don't have to share anything.
No
There it
wonder
is.
you're married.
No wonder it works.
No wonder.
Yes, that's exactly why we've been married for 7 years on Saturday.
Saturday.
There it is. All right.
All because of the chicken wing.
That's it. Hey, no matter what it is.
Over.
It is the Penthouse, and it is I believe, Thursday all day. I'm trying to get my thoughts together.
It is, yes.
Which is very difficult for me. I'm shuffling my cards in my brain. But we're going to come back with a trifecta and a conclusion of another masterpiece. Bye.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Third season premiere of The Morning Show on Apple TV and the series premiere of The Other Black Girl on Hulu.
I hope that's what it's called.
It's called that. Of course, why would I say that?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
It's an enjoyable ride along the Palm Beaches for our Thursday afternoon. Expressways are up to speed. No major delays or incidents on the Turnpike or 95. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's Palm Beach casino night this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner! Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Peace!
We know that aging is not for the faint of heart, but the Landing of Lake Worth celebrates the rewards of aging and tackles the challenges head on. We believe life should be joyful at every stage, so we have a unique focus on wellness of mind, body, and spirit, bringing an unparalleled sense of optimism to residents and their families. Come home to personalized assisted living and memory care services at the Landing of Lake Worth, where happiness never grows old. Visit thelandingoflakeworth.com for more information. That's thelandingoflakeworth.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In office, West Palm Beach.
You may not have heard the term fiduciary, but if you're working with a financial professional, it's important to know what a fiduciary means. A fiduciary, per license, has the duty to put the client's best interests first. In other words, your interests over our own. My name is Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and as a fiduciary, we must choose the best investment product available and have reasonable basis for that advice. Most financial professionals are simply paid a commission for selling you a product. Trajan Wealth is fee only, which means we're paid a low, flat fee, and that gives us incentive to grow your portfolio because our interests are aligned. If you're working with someone who is more interested in selling you a product or seems more interested in making a quick commission, then call me, Jeff Jr., and our team of fiduciaries at Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. If you've been injured in a car accident in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, call us to schedule a free consultation at one of our offices located in Palm Beach Gardens, Port St. Lucie, or Boca Raton. If you've been in an accident, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
If your home or business just isn't giving you the joy it once did, it's time for a refresh. Contact your local CertaPro painters and put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power of doing the job right, on time, and on budget. The power of proven experts with the skills to refresh, rejuvenate, and reinvigorate your home or business. Get your project started today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
The News Junkie is brought to you by Gordon & Partners. ForTheInjured.com. 561-333-3333.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code FREEMONTH to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy to mostly clear as we continue to move through our Thursday afternoon. It's a hot one for us, too, with temperatures near 90, feeling close to 100 with the humidity. We will see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing towards the late afternoon and early evening. Rain chances are going to increase, though, for the weekend as more moisture returns.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the story of America's comeback in World War II, the Battle of Midway. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen
Radio app or wherever you get your podcast.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yeah! Did I hold that yeah long? It is the Penthouse on a Thursday. Getting ready for a weekend of football. Remember, you could hear it on Real Radio. The Gators against Tennessee and the Dolphins on 101.7 as they take on the Pats up in New England, in Boston. And hopefully somebody up there will park their car. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And it's time for our last trifecta of the day.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
There are a lot of names circulating who the Jets might call the quarterback. They have a great defense, some stars on offense. And is it right to just turn the whole season around and just say, forget it, we're done? A lot of people say no. Another name that popped up today is Big Ben. Can they get Big Ben out of retirement? It's pretty pathetic when you got to get these guys who played a couple years ago. Big Ben's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. But the names that are popping up, I'm just shocked about it. It just shows you how much the Jets really do not believe in Zach Wilson. Again, all speculation, all things that come out. But like a lot of rumors out there, when they're flying around, they start from someplace. We will see what happens as Zach Wilson will take the quarterbacking over starting Sunday, and they take on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if they ever win Sunday, chances are not good. After the way the Cowboys opened up against the Giants, and everything could change, just like that overnight. But as of now, looks like the Jets are looking for somebody.
Kind of reminds you of that unretire commercial, the Frito-Lay one that's going around.
Marino, Evan Smith, all of them. It's pretty funny. They call Brett Favre. Who the hell knows? A-Rod is in some issues. There's some documents that came out, and not only has he lost 32 pounds, but looks like he might lose some friends. Documents came out yesterday in the New York Post and other sources that said that when he did do some cooperating with the authorities and told about some other players taking steroids. Also, he lied to the Yankees when the Yankees asked him questions, and his habit was costing him $12,000 a month to get the steroids. Whether or not A-Rod responds to this, we will see. He is big on social media, so we will see if he does respond on this or if he just shuts down and disappears. It'll be very interesting to see what he does. Colorado plays Saturday night, and they play Colorado State. Now, you want to talk about a turnaround? Colorado is favored by 23. 23 over Colorado State. Now, they beat TCU really, they were 20-point underdogs, and last week they were laying 3 to Nebraska. Colorado State is an okay team. No, they're not good. They're just okay. But, man, to be laying 23 after a couple weeks ago, experts thought that this team wasn't going to win 3 games.
Yeah, they're going to be under 2.5.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I've told you this for years for people. Don't listen to anybody unless they're paying your bets. If they're not paying your bets, don't listen. Because if you like something, go with it. Don't trust anybody. Because if they're not paying, who cares what they say? Colorado, 23-point favorite. Saturday night, 10:30 against Colorado State. What? That's what I call a turnaround. And that is your trifecta of the day. Peace.
How about this for a question for you guys? Now, I got a story that goes with this. And the story is, it may seem a little bit weird, but it'll lead to a question, right? So this person writes in and says, my son is almost 5 years old and has finished going through his Paw Patrol phase. And he was really, really deep into it. He had a ton of Paw Patrol toys and accessories. And a bunch of them, they were gifted to him. About 25% of the toys that the kid had that was all that they were gifts. So my wife and I said that they want to get rid of them, right? And they want to do like a garage sale type thing and sell them.
Okay.
And the wife says, well, we can't sell the ones that were gifted to us. That wouldn't be right. And the husband's saying, well, why not? So it just kind of led me to the question of, is it ever appropriate to sell a gift?
I don't see why not.
And in this particular case, I don't think so, because they were like, hand-me-down toys from other parents that,
Not just that. What are you going to do? Hold on to them forever?
Right.
Well, I mean, at that point, they're yours.
The wife says we should give them back to the people that we got them from, where then the husband's like, well, in that particular case, I mean, they gave them to us for a reason. Their children were done with it, right? So it's kind of
don't want them
little bit of a back and forth, right? So, and I mean, you can either answer that question, or I was just thinking, in general, right? Is it ever okay to sell a gift?
I mean, I don't think why not. To me, it's yours at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's weird. Like in my mindset, there's a certain time. Like if you just get the gift and then you turn around and sell it, like that might be not a good move. But if you've had it for a bit and you no longer use it anymore, like this, the kid kind of grew out of it.
Yeah. And you're talking about garage sale stuff. What are you going to get? $1 for it? Or something like that. You're not talking about big dollar items here. But let's say it's a ring. Let's say it's a bracelet. Let's say it is, something else. A grill for a guy. I'm just trying to think of a gift for a guy. I mean, is there a gift that you can get that it would be okay, or it's not appropriate? Maybe you think that it's not. We often talk about the old engagement ring thing. Is it a gift or is it some sort of a commitment thing? Like you should give it back, or do you have the right to sell it? I mean, again, we've gone back and forth on that one.
Well, one, there's a little bit of a, society thing if you break it up.
And there is a little bit extra stigma that goes with that. But, when I was a kid, my parents bought me a dirt bike, just a small little mini bike. And, when I outgrew it and it was time to get rid of it, I sold it and I kept the money. They said, that's your bike. It was your, it was a gift.
Family.
It was your
It's
money.
different.
No, it is. That's fair. All right. So that's different then.
To me, it is.
In your mind, it's different because it's family. And I would agree. With that. I think that's kind of a easier way to say that, yes, it's okay in that particular case. But is it okay to sell a gift?
I don't know. I mean, like you said, toys, I don't think is any big deal. If it's a big piece of jewelry, I've been down this road a couple times with exes, and one girl called me and said, hey, I'm selling the watch. I can't pay my rent. That's what I'm doing.
But she told you about it first before she did it.
She did tell me that. And she did ask me, where should I go? All that. She asked me, she goes, do you want to buy it back? She threw it all at to me.
Do you want to buy it back? Oh, my God.
Right, that's...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I gave you a gift, and I'm going to sell it back to you.
She goes, or you can lend me the money
That's pretty unbelievable.
You can lend me the money to pay my rent.
It's Greek's life. I'm not surprised.
I was very impressed, to be honest with you. I think certain things, no. I think the engagement thing is always going to be a stickler, but I think it passes if you break it off. You know what I mean? But if the girl breaks it up, she should give it back. I mean, and I think sometimes there's been many cases where it's gone to court or in situations and the judge has ruled. But other gifts, I don't know. I don't know like what it is. Or
see, the thing is that you kind of need scenarios, right? And I'm trying to conjure up some scenarios. So you move into an apartment, right? And a buddy gives you a TV, right? A new TV. 5-10 years down the road, you decide to upgrade and then sell that TV.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong
that
with
was quite a while later, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think there is either.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Next week, He sees it on your Facebook page, 55-inch.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
But especially if they're just getting rid of stuff. Like, my husband's done it before, and it was somebody who was just getting rid of stuff. They didn't want it back.
Yeah.
If they did not give it to him, it would have gone to somebody else.
Yeah.
They didn't want to go through the process of selling it. They could have easily have done that.
Right.
But my husband, he's pretty good at that, at seeing the value of something or knowing he can make a buck or two. And if somebody's like, I just don't need it anymore, even if he doesn't need it, he knows he can flip it, then why not?
Well, I think that's totally different too. You know what I mean? Because is he purchasing it from them, or they're just
giving it?
Well, I mean, again, they don't want it. I think it's more of a different thing when somebody gives you a gift and you have the gift and you turn around and you sell it
right away.
Well, in this instance too, it's almost like a not want because their kids grew out of it.
And grew out of it.
Yeah, and like Jimmy said, it's not a lot of money. But I think when it gets into, four figures, I don't know. I think it's a little bit Scooby-Ish. But if you need the money, you need the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. At the end of the day,
I guess probably the answer would be it would depend on how you obtained it, the circumstances beyond it, the time frame. That all kind of factors in.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, I think when people need money or they're behind it and say they can't pay their bills, whatever it is, they look for all the time, what can I sell? They always say that, look around your house, what can you sell?
Quick money.
Yeah, and if you have something of jewelry that you got as a gift.
And that's unfortunate sometimes because some people sell things that they really don't want to just because they need to. So you bring up the Paw Patrol and toys. They do this every year where they have like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have finalists for the National Toy Hall of Fame. And we have our 12 finalists that are being considered for induction this year. And I want you guys to tell me which one do you think should actually make it in. Now, it is the year of the Barbie, right? It has been with the Barbie movie, but...
So they only get one in a year?
I believe it's 3 that get in.
Oh, 3? Okay.
But they said, so it is Barbie's year. But Ken actually is one of the inductees is nominated as a finalist for the Toy Hall of Fame.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
Because he's like the villain, isn't he, in the movie?
Well, kind of. Yeah. You got
the patriarchy is really the villain.
In the beginning, he's not, and then because of the way he's treated, he does become that. And I'm not going to ruin it for you, but
I'm going to see it.
Yes, I know you want to watch it.
Alert.
I know you want to watch it. So
going at 8 o'clock.
So Ken is up against baseball cards, which is interesting to me. I wouldn't consider it a toy, but it is what it is. Baseball cards, Battleship, Bingo, Bop It, Cabbage Patch Kids, Choose Your Own Adventure game books.
Okay.
Connect 4.
Ooh, there's a classic.
Little Tyke's Cozy Coop, Nerf, Slime, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's some solid ones in there.
Mm-hmm.
What would you put as your top 3?
Let's see. My top 3 would be, let's see, Bingo's been around forever, right?
Where did you see Bingo?
The finalists are baseball cards, the board game,
Bingo,
Battleship,
you're right.
Bingo.
Sorry,
Bop
I said,
It,
yep.
Cabbage Patch Kids, and out of those. All right, so I'm thinking real quick, Battleship, you got to do that, right? And then Bingo.
Okay. And it could be your personal, not who you think, but yeah, your personal one.
Man. And Cabbage Patch Kids, boy, that was a phenomenal phenom that was in the 80s, right?
Uh-huh.
You want to talk about like one of the first ones that blew up the internet where something that was worth $20 turned into $2,000, right?
The dolls, I remember people going crazy.
I got to go to the Cabbage Patch Factory where I've told you before, it's near Helen, Georgia, or maybe it is in Helen, Georgia. It's called Babyland General Hospital, and you actually get to watch the Cabbage Patches being born out of a head of cabbage.
Wow. I tell you what.
Talk about a great afternoon.
I don't know if it's still the same because...
I can't take the excitement.
That was 30-something years ago, so I don't know if they still do it, but I believe our girl Stacy messaged us not that long ago and said, yeah, it's still around.
All right, I'll go with Battleship, Bingo, and Cabbage Patch Kids.
What about you, G-Man?
Twister, baby.
Of course you did not listen to any of the ones I said, did you?
Battleship.
Okay.
I'll go with that. I'm trying to think the other one. I like Bingo.
Okay.
Because it has some gambling aspects. And I probably would go with the last one of Foursquare, whatever the hell it was.
Nope.
What was it?
Connect 4.
Connect 4.
Welcome to the show, G.
No, he's like, I'm just going to name the ones I remember.
I don't have to remember.
Because Jimmy said Bingo a lot, so let's pick Bingo.
That's why I didn't go with baseball cards.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I should have. I didn't remember that.
See? That's exactly why. Oh,
but I don't think baseball cards is really a toy.
That is kind of strange.
Maybe it's just me. I didn't look at baseball cards as toys. I looked at them. I collected them. I read them. I studied them. I traded them, but I didn't look at it like a toy, but it did occupy some time.
Now, I would go Cabbage Patch. Absolutely. Connect 4 is on mine.
Okay.
And I think that Nerf deserves to be in the Toy Hall of Fame.
You can do a lot with a Nerf.
The thing about that, though, is that's so general because there were so many different Nerf toys, right?
Yes.
You know, I like
the
ball,
ball,
the Nerf
obviously.
football, right? It was.
Yeah.
Don't you think it should be that, or?
But it's just
'cause, like,
Nerf.
Nerf, like there was guns
Frisbees.
with Nerfs,
Yeah.
Nerf's guns. You know,
There was Nerf Frisbees.
Yeah, it's like the original Nerf ball.
Well, the first ball, that was more basketball.
Yeah, and Slime's a pretty solid one too. But yeah, definitely Connect 4 and the Cabbage Patch.
I'm trying to picture Bop It because I know the arcade version of it, but I can't think of one that would be like a game that at home for kids. I imagine it's the same concept, right?
Probably.
Yeah, didn't you have like the big thing you would slam down on it? Or am
Yeah,
I wrong?
but see, I'm thinking of the arcade version where it's like it's a big puffy hammer that's about a foot big.
It was like blue or red,
right? And the little gophers or something would
Was
come
that
up.
called Bop It?
I thought that was Bop It.
It's similar to it, if not. But that's what I picture in my mind when I see that.
Bop It meant something different in my house.
Well, I know, but that's a Saturday night only, and you got to pay. That's pay per view.
Tuesday and Thursdays too, after 10.
Nice, really? I didn't know that. I'm going to add that to my schedule right now.
$49.99.
So the
It's in my
gopher thing was Whack-A-Mole.
Whack-A-Mole.
Yeah.
Whack-A-Whack-A?
It's the same concept, though, right?
Whack-A-Mole. I don't know. I saw
All
the
right.
picture of the Bop It on there. Look, you can see the picture. It still doesn't ring a bell to me.
Oh.
Even with the picture, I don't know. It doesn't look like the Whack-A-Mole.
No, it doesn't.
No.
At all.
How about air hockey? Man, I can't believe that wasn't on there. It's a game I enjoyed.
Well, every year they have finalists.
Why isn't it on there?
I'm
Because Greek likes
so
it.
sorry. Yeah, so
Jesus.
you should nominate. You should write them. You should do something about it.
I don't have anything to do, so I might do
you
it this
should.
afternoon.
Yeah.
I got to look this up.
Air hockey. Topless air hockey. Always a great game. 877-927-6969. If you have a game you'd like to add to this Hall of Fame, HOF for toys, let us know. Call us, text us, or email Jimmy. We just gave you a list of games. Battleship was a cool
Oh, no,
one.
this is something completely different than what I was thinking.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people who
Yeah,
are listening
yeah.
right now going, "You guys don't know what Bop It," but yeah,
No.
I'm not familiar
I'm not either.
with it. Never played it.
Bop it, twist it, pull it.
That's a tattoo.
That's what I'll be doing later.
I don't think you should do all those things. Don't twist it.
Might get jammed up. Might get clogged. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. If you want to add to this. Also, if you want to be a food critic, what kind of food would you like to be out there tasting maybe all over America? Or if you even want to go bigger than that, be a big baller in a private jet, go worldwide. List us something that you would love to do. Maybe hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza. Pizza's easy because you can just get it all.
Hot dogs is kind of interesting because, I mean, again, that can be a big variety, right? It's not just one, beef franks. There's all different ways that you can have it. Chili dog, the whole thing, right?
There's a different style, Chicago style. Yeah. Why not?
In Jersey, there was a place called Italian Hot Dogs, Jimmy Buff's, and people loved that place. And for years, I think I'm trying to think where it was. I think it was East Orange, New Jersey.
Johnny's out west.
Yeah,
Big famous one out in Jersey.
Yeah, a lot of different places there with different styles, obviously. But I do remember Jimmy Buff's in East Orange, New Jersey. And people, you can order that online. I have somebody who I know who does get them online with the Italian peppers and potatoes and everything like that. Yeah, but if you have any that you want to drop in on us, let us know. You can call us, you could text us, or you can email Jimmy and get involved in the show. Same thing with Hall of Fame toys. We'll bring all this back tomorrow in the first segment. If you guys have anything you think of after the show, like, hey, you know what I was thinking? This was it for me. This is the jam. Call us and let us know and give us a call. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. After us, it is the News Junkie. And then don't forget, it is Lex and Terry every night. They do a great job, those guys. They've been with us a long time. always, if you're in the car or maybe home or by your pool with the iHeart app, check out Lexitarian.
So we're talking, things with food, and if you could be a critic, or what kind of food would you do, travel for? One of the main celebrity chefs who bought a home here is Guy Fieri.
Oh, yeah. Bought another one or something?
Yeah, so he did. He had a home in Lake Worth, and then he was like, you know what? I'm going to upgrade. He bought that home in Lake Worth Beach, $3.9 million, and now he's got a home on Singer Island for $7.3 million. Not saying that he sold his house yet.
I was going to say, does he have both?
Yes,
this in addition to?
It looks like he has both, and he just purchased that one March of 2021, and now he's got this new one on Singer Island.
Be careful, Guy. I'm not going to bail you out if you get in trouble. You can't pay your mortgage, so watch what you're doing. Buying a couple houses.
It sounds very nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Right down the street from us, Singer Island.
Extremely nice. Maybe we can do a live show in his backyard.
We should talk to him. If you're listening, Guy, give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call.
Price has got to be right, though.
Yeah, we're not going to just give it away. It is the Penthouse on a Thursday. Thank you so much for listening, and you can thank us anytime you see us with some cash, but that's another story. Jimmy, great job as always. Thank you for bringing it every day.
Thank you, Greek. Thank you, Francis. Great job, guys, both of you, and thank you for listening.
Franny, great job as always. You bring the chocolate cake, and you are the cherry on top. Thank you for handling the text line and everything that you bring to this penthouse. It wouldn't be a penthouse without you. You are the conclusion of every great day.
Thank you, G-Man. I know that
You're
was
the end.
Yes, I am. I am the end of a day.
You're the end of the day,
Yes, I am.
Franny.
At least it was a great day. So
That's
I don't mind
right.
being the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be the caboose. But no, thank you very
It was
much,
a piece
G-Man.
of master.
I think it's a great way to end your day to hear your
It is
voice.
amazing.
Are you kidding me?
But thank
Last
you.
voice you hear?
I'm going to gear you to realradio921.com. Jimmy does a lot, including the Graham Girl. You can check out that hottie. And then we got to look inside the MSG Sphere that's hosting the U2 residency.
Gotta go.
So cool. And then, because we've seen the outside, but the inside.
Oh, I want to see the inside.
And then I posted yesterday after the show, they have a drunk walking contest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
All
people actually compete. And I don't know if they're drunk or they act like they're drunk. I think it's a little bit of both, but if
Okay.
you think you could be part of it, that's realradio921.com on the Penthouse blog.
Sign me up.
You got any parting words, G-Man?
Same time tomorrow there, you noodle chickens. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.
This must be why God created YouTube.
Well, this and cat videos. But mainly for the cat videos.
Go to realradio921.com/watch so you can watch us make radio.
180! What's on?
Football is back. Real Radio 92.1 is your official FM home for Florida Gators football.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
Florida begins SEC play this Saturday against the Tennessee Volunteers. Kickoff at 7 p.m.
15, 10 to the house. Touchdown, Gators!
Don't miss a snap. Listen on air or stream Real Radio 92.1 on our free iHeart Radio app. Florida Gators football on Real Radio is presented by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida injury lawyers. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Thursday drive along the Palm Beaches is up to speed. We are looking good on the expressways. No problems on